Okay. Okay. Right. So, couple announcements real quick. Um, if y'all hadn't noticed, we have another new game on Saturdays, which is Rad Spike. Any Fallout fans might want to check that out new on Saturdays. And of course, uh, here we are, Shatterpoint. And Monday is um, Jasper still doing Through the Darkness.
Were those all the announcements then?
Well, no. And I was asking Jeff if that game is still going. Uh, right. So yeah, Through Darkness, which is our Wizards of the Coast campaign. I think it is our only Wizards of the Coast campaign. And that is Out of the Abyss. And then we're going to be starting on Thursdays before Critical Role. So if you're just milling around before Critical Role, we are going to be doing Dial Up and Dragons, which is in the Retroverse, which is the setting created by lasers and liches. So we will be starting that, and that will begin at, I know it's 5 Central my time, that's 6 Central Eastern. So if y'all want to come in for that, and also if you ever want to catch up on our stuff, go to our YouTube, and we have all of the shows sort of chronicled there, so you can catch up. And then of course Saturdays is the Broken World. And I think, is there anything else? I just wanted to go over the schedule because we had, Rad Spike, and then Dial Up and Dragons coming up. Was there anything, any anniversaries, birthdays?
Not that I can think of.
No. Okay, all right. So, yes, Shatterpoint. Yay!
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 9, I believe. Or is it
11.
10? Episode 11? What? Where were my numbers? I'm bad at math,
I
kids.
don't know.
Stay in school and don't do drugs. Not that I don't. Anyways,
Yes, Principal Overlord.
I believe we're calling this episode The Call of the Raven? The Call of the Raven. Yeah.
Raven's Call.
Oh, the Raven Call. What? The Raven's Call. There we go. The Raven's
Yeah.
Call. Yeah. So we've got some nice, awesome folks who are trying to not die from an avalanche. Avalanche? Is it an avalanche or rock slide? I don't know. What do you guys call yourselves, and what's your purpose in lives, Tam?
So howdy folks, still Sterling, still playing Tam, the perennially annoyed high elf, who apparently made a friend last week. I don't know what's going on.
I think you're in love.
He's way too old for that shit.
Well.
Tamery, why don't you tell us about yourself?
On that note.
Hi, I'm Jerry, and I play Tamery Oaksong, an elf, half elf, half gnome. And I am a bard because of family business. And yeah, I never had a crowd turn on me so quickly as last episode. That was hard. Ow. But anyway, apparently there's an avalanche, and then we'll try to stem it from happening, and then we're off to the capital city. Yeah. Lagar.
Yeah, it's me, Lagar. I tried to kill Tam's girlfriend last week. She stole stuff from me. I hate when that happens.
From all of us.
Yeah, man, what a bitch.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, and I'm trying to get back to my home and free it from, denizens of the Underdark who came and slaughtered a lot of people, and my family's probably enslaved or dead.
Wow, that's a lot of plot exposition.
Yeah.
Didn't know. And your Triceratops.
Yeah, Triceratops, I think I might sacrifice him to try to save. He'll come back because he's cool. Well, that is the point because it's pretty sweet, right?
I'm sure that's what Annie.
You're gonna try to do a solid for us. I don't know if it's actually gonna work. I might take
alignment check.
To you.
And Anton, what is your dark deed for the day?
There seems to be some kind of misunderstanding here, but I'm pretty sure I called dibs on the thief.
What?
Oh, right.
And now I feel like I have to fight Tam and Lagar
Oh God!
for her honor. So
For her honor, she probably still wants to kill you.
no, she was digging it, dude. She couldn't even move.
Yeah, I helped you out on that one. You were probably gonna take it really hard. That heartbreak that she was about to whip out on you.
What else?
It was all me.
She was just stunned by the beauty.
I
And
razzle dazzled. I sparkled like a kawaii anime girl.
I don't
Please
want to
don't
know
say
why
kind.
those words just came out of your mouth. That's terrifying.
You're
Albert, tell us about yourself, please.
yes. I didn't care.
Sadness.
Whilst he was doing that, I was having a musical number with the people of Dagger Falls in the village. It was very, like Beauty and the Beast, that I had that thing. I was standing on a tall thing singing and they were dancing. It was great.
And
They
then
love
half an
you
hour
for
later,
it.
they ran you out of town.
I know, I never had such an audience turn on me quickly. And I made maps. And I
Holy-
put them in rolls.
Oh, and we killed the demon. Don't forget that.
Yeah, we did do that, and that's when people started to turn on us. It's like he came there, they thought that we brought him, or somehow they made that weird connection in their minds. I don't know how they arrived at that, but they did, and that was when they turned on us.
Because it destroyed their whole market, like.
Well,
and all,
why was that?
And
our
all that
fault?
was left was us, That was just it.
I was trying to. I healed people as they're going. I told them to grab the children. I just don't understand.
I mean, Potion Batman didn't exactly do much for himself.
No. That guy was weird. But I mean, I was saying, let's help clean this up and stuff, and people were just like, go away, you are evil. I'm like, what? What?
You did heal that
So
one.
you just
I
totally let
did.
the city perish
Correct.
for its vanity.
We can't do that.
Seems
That's
righteous to me.
yeah. I don't know why, but
Yeah. You guys were just outside the city limits, and rockslide, avalanche, whatever, large boulders were rolling down the hills that this city is nestled in between, and we're going to pummel it into nothingness. And the party is frantically trying to decide how to save the city, or to like whether or not to save it at all.
Albert turned around first, and then I saw him turn around, and then I hopped out of the wagon, even though my little legs aren't going to get me very far. But it sounded like Anton didn't want to go back, so I was like, well, if I'm going to get there, I'm going to have to get there on my own little feet.
So, how I'm going to do this is I'm going to have everybody roll me initiative, and I'm going to give you guys 2 rounds of RP, and then 2 rounds of kind of combat before shit happens.
Starting off very well.
That's a
That actually is a huge problem because Anton needs to do something at the very top of the of the crazy diabolical plan I worked out. And if he's at the end of the turn, that's really not going to work out.
Yeah, but Albrecht has already turned. His chariot is he's going. I know that for continuity's sake.
I feel like the boulders just crushing the town would make it easiest for us to loot.
That is so true. As long as you can lift boulders.
Our town.
I mean,
okay, well, I've hopped out of the wagon, and I'm trying to follow Albrecht because I don't want to have to change my alignment. And what's alignment? I don't know, but I don't want it to change.
So we're gonna start at the top of the round, and I think I'm gonna give you guys everybody maybe like 30 seconds to talk about what you want to do, and we'll have 2 rounds of RP, and then 2 rounds of combat. So it should start with Tam. Yep, starting with Tam, you have 30 seconds to make your case.
All right. So, just for my own situational awareness on this, Albrecht has turned his chariot around and is heading towards the rock slide / village.
Yep.
Okay. How far ahead is he, and how fast is he going? Okay. And Tamery has jumped out of the wagon and is
I
trying
see
to
him
catch up.
going, and I'm like, Albert, you can't go back. What? But
okay, so what
I
Tam is
say one
then
thing, doing another.
what Tam is then going to do then is he's going to jump off the top of the wagon where he's sitting right now, pick up Tay and dash back towards the chariot. He's actually got a speed of 40, so he can match anything that this
Okay, I will
does.
allow this.
And I'm also going to burn the last key point to basically double dash to close that first distance and get her there in kind of that turning around phase.
Okay, I will say that is the entirety of your turn, and I'm going to actually be timing you guys for 30 seconds each time. I understand you needed information at the beginning of your round, but let's try and keep this to...
Yeah.
I want this to feel like the clock is running down, so everybody gets 30 seconds or I'll cut you off.
Okay.
Lagar.
Lagar sees people turning around. He gets off of his dinosaur. I'm safe, right? There's not big boulders heading my way right now.
Correct.
All right, I get off my Tri-Savior tops and I send him to try to cut off as many boulders as I can.
Okay, Timry.
Right, so Tam's picked me up, and as he's carrying me, I'm like, I'm guessing you have a plan. What do I need to do? Quick, what do I have to do? What's my part? What's my role? What's my motivation?
Can you get a message down to the water person, bender, priest, lady, daughter, whatever?
Is that within a mile? I think it's message within a mile. Yeah, what do you want me to say?
We're gonna need her help.
Specifically, where does she need to be? Hurry, you gotta be specific here.
And boulders are rolling closer, but not yet. The boulders aren't moving yet. They're not actually part of combat yet.
So I guess I understand whatever he's trying to tell me vaguely. I'm hoping that he's more in depth, but yeah,
Well,
I do the message.
You know what he's communicated so far.
Well, he's having trouble being specific, and I know you want
and you
him
have to decipher. You have to decipher that for yourself. Like I said, you only get 30 seconds.
Right, I'll tell the waterbender we need her help. She doesn't know where to be or what to do, but...
You'll have to do that on your next turn. And Albrick, 1, 2, go. Okay. The Triceratops is speeding towards the boulder. Anton.
Back in the wagon.
I'll stop my wagon and I'll slowly head towards the town.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your 15 seconds?
This town sucks, guys.
I know, but we have to be able to stand ourselves.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Lockhead is following you. And back to Tam.
So Tam's going to look down to Tamery and says, have her get as much water as she can in a channel going away from the town to deflect the boulders. we're gonna freeze as much as we can.
I know that there's a river. This is DM. I have to understand. I know that there's a river because it's called freaking Dagger Falls. How far is the river from the landslide?
You can't currently see it, but from your
No, but
experience,
yeah, but where in relation would I know?
it's on the opposite side of town from you guys.
All right.
And that would have been a question that you should have asked during your turn.
Sorry.
Was there anything else that you wanted to do, Tam? I'll give you like 10 seconds.
At this point, all he can do is just starting to get ready to cast the bejesus out of whatever water appears with frostbite to create this channel.
Okay. Lagar.
I'm sending my dinosaur to try to knock boulders kind of out of the way. I don't know.
Okay, so is there anything
Or
else?
if there's like large trees, to knock large trees to try to create like, I don't know, just a thing to slow down the
A
boulders,
bumper?
I guess.
Okay, so you're communicating with your familiar and all that.
Yeah.
Tamri?
Right. So I message what was her name? I forget her name.
She said.
She's yeah. I message her and tell things that that Tam wanted me to tell her. Rock slide coming. Can you do what Tam is asking? And she can answer me back, and I can hear her.
Essentially, she says she's on the way.
Okay, good. I was like, keep running.
The boulders draw closer, and Albert.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, or some train jumping off a train. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah. Okay.
Like a
Triceratops
soft trench.
know what she's doing. Anton.
Can I see where the rocks are going? Like, do I have any idea where they're gonna hit? Like, literally, like, there's enough that they're gonna wipe the whole town off, or they're gonna hit specific parts of the town.
You can tell they're going to hit most of the town, but you can definitely tell some of them are going to hit like key buildings and such.
Is the tavern in danger? Where we
Yes.
You
Okay,
knew
I
this
want
last.
to head to the tavern as quickly as possible.
Blockhead is following you. And Tam. Now this is the combat round. The boulders are before you start. The boulders are now coming into danger zones, and shit is actually happening. Triceratops is coming onto the scene. Mold Earth is working under some of the boulders, and buildings are one round from starting to be destroyed. All right,
So
so
has any of the water started to as she started to do her thing basically?
absolutely, you can see tendrils of water, like this clear pathway starting to arc up underneath some of the boulders. It's taking about 10% of or 30% of the boulders so far.
Yeah.
Okay. So then he's just going to start unloading frostbites into the the ones that he can propel into the others to try to redirect the path of the landslide.
Roll me just a straight up attack roll, or if Frostbite has an attack, roll that for me.
It's unfortunately a save.
Okay, well then just roll me a ranged spell attack.
So that'll be at a +5. I'll just use the firebolt.
That's pretty good. Okay. Lagar.
With the Triceratops doing its thing, Lagar will just start. He'll take 2 shots. I don't know how far away is it? Is it really far?
At this point, you're pretty close to where the boulders have been. They're underneath you. and they're hurling towards the town. I'd say you're within 60 to 120 feet of some of them.
Okay, I'll just try to hit the biggest boulders with a Warlock Blast or Eldritch
Okay.
Blast.
Roll me, instead of attack rolls, roll me damage rolls. Nice. So the first boulder you're able to shatter completely, turns into rubble, which basically desists, and the next one you break in half. Tamri.
All right, so I'm now driving this thing, and I'm going to try and turn and drive through like the sort of the cut straight through the middle of the town and yell, "Landslide!"
For brevity's sake and clarity's sake, I will say that there are 10 boulders. One of them has been destroyed, and another one is half destroyed.
Okay.
So you're going through the city and yelling landslide?
I am, or a landslide. Like, which direction do I know to be the opposite direction? Because I would figure I would know that, and I would say
The opposite direction of what?
the way that the boulders are coming. I want people to start moving and running away from that. So
You can roll me a persuasion check to try and direct them towards the water flow, which would be the safest portion of town.
okay, persuasion 17.
That's pretty good. It's good that you have double proficiency in that. I will say that you are able to save probably the surrounding families, the people who are listening to you, probably like 4 families. I'll say that's 2 boulders that you just broke off. So now you're dealing with 7. The boulders are not quite there. They will be their next turn, and they will wreak havoc if they make it there.
I will continue moving and calling.
What?
Sorry, was what if anything did Tam's roll due to that number?
Right. Sorry. Thank you. You rolled an 18 on your thingamabobber, which which helps to remove 3 boulders off of you and Shisei working together helped to remove 3 boulders off of it. So you're looking at 4 boulders now. And because I did originally say 30%, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ulbrich, you have 30 seconds. You roll me an investigation.
Would that be nature? Maybe.
Nope, not in this particular game.
Ah.
That's pretty good. Time starts to slow down, and color starts to leave the area. Fast forward, you you can tell that this boulder, the largest boulder, is about to roll through the market that you guys just had that demon fight in, and is probably going to land in the orphanage that's on the other end of it. And you find yourself teleported in its path. What do you do to try and stop it? Roll me a will check. Is there a will check, a wisdom check, maybe? Yeah, I'll go for Arcana. That makes more sense. Roll me an Arcana check. That is really bad. Do you have
Yeah.
inspiration? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not there to help to add on to it.
So you attempt to open up a hole in the earth, and you feel power surge through your veins as your muscles tense up, and then nothing happens. And this massive boulder is coming directly at you, 10 feet away, and nothing. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Dwarf pancake. Look at
Nicely done. So you have two options. You can either try and run out of the way of this boulder and effectively not affect its path, or you can attempt to brace your body in as stable as a stance as possible to try and break it, or stop it, or something. Maybe slow it down. Nice. As the boulder comes crashing, you expect that it's probably going to ride right over you. You don't even feel it when it impacts against your magical shield, and it bursts into like sand. The Triceratops. Roll me a damage roll from its, or actually just roll me a d20. Anything above 10 breaks one boulder. Anything above, we'll say 14, breaks two boulders. Nice. So that's 3 more boulders down, which is just 1 boulder left before it hits the city. Anton, you see the last boulder heading towards the tavern. What do you do?
Okay. Yeah, I'll just hit it with some Eldritch Blast. It's just 1 boulder heading to the tavern?
Yep.
Yep, I'll just fire some Eldritch Blast at it.
All right, just roll me damage instead of attack. Were those? Oh yeah, because you have the thingy. Nice. Okay. You are able to destroy that into debris, and congratulations. Before any of the boulders hit, I think this is our shortest round of combat. You guys actually saved the day. I'm impressed at every single one of you.
we can defeat inanimate objects. Well, they were moving objects, but I mean, we can defeat things that have no sentience.
As long as they're rolling down a hill, we're totally fine.
Yeah.
Now,
It'd be weird if they were rolling up a hill. Yeah.
So sorry, go ahead.
Is there something going on in the direction that these boulders have rolled from? If I look that way,
everyone roll me a perception check. Tam doesn't notice.
Can I give myself a bless? Or a guidance, I mean?
I'll give it to you, but in the future, if you're gonna guidance yourself, I ask that you say it before you make the roll. Yeah.
That's fine. Also, I shouldn't be able to do it anyway, because this is technically would be happening on my turn, and I cast Eldritch Blast, so I wouldn't be able to cast another spell.
So 12 and 16 is our best, huh?
I will say that as a 16, you notice a dark figure hovering in the sky, generally in the direction that you guys originally came from. Everything, even though it's obviously out of place, it seems incredibly still. And as you look at it, you feel still inside, like it's affecting something inside of you, slowing you down.
What? What about the horsey?
The horsey?
Yeah, because I'm being like I'm like moving behind a horsey. You know what? I once drove, apparently because it was in Bookie, a vehicle that was like on the sand or something. It was really weird. So I mean, I can sort of, kind of.
Anton, are you staring at this thing?
Okay, there. I made a check. 19. Can I drive the horse?
You were definitely capable of holding on and making sure you didn't crash into anything.
Thank you.
Anton, roll me a wisdom saving throw. Nice. Okay, and then lastly, roll me an insight check.
God, fuck!
Damn. Oh man. Okay.
Oh, I have inspiration.
Yes, you have inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, dice gods.
Okay, it's called Saved by the Dice. The dice save.
So you notice this still figure amongst all of the calamity around you. Your attention is focused outside of the city, quite strangely. You notice this hovering figure of shadow, smoke, or whatever, and at first things seem to get, you're not sure if it's the dust in the air or if it's, your own, your adrenaline, but things seem to get fuzzy and your head gets a little hazy and then you snap out of it and blink your eyes and you clearly see the face of a demon. With your insight check and with your experience, your practices that you and I know about, when you see this thing's actual face, you're reminded of certain instances that you guys as a party have encountered. You're specifically reminded of voices that talk out of nowhere and that seem to praise or besmirch the party. And you feel like this may actually be the same thing. This may be what that voice looks like. And then it disappears in an instant.
Better run. Bitch ass bitch. What's bitch assness?
So, what do you guys do? You have, I will say that while you were able to save everybody, which is fantastic, I'm proud of you guys, because you guys came up with a great plan. You guys rolled great, and you didn't waste a whole lot of time with your RP. Um, Not that RP is a waste of time. Anyways, I'm proud of you guys. But even though you were able to save the city, there has been a lot of damage done to the city walls and some of the city roads. Some of these boulders got in a little bit more closely than we would have liked. Also, you guys were only able to, like, 3 or 4 of the boulders. I want to say 3, literally. You were only able to divert. You were not able to destroy exactly. So you have basically sufficiently created a dam, and you can tell that if you that in just a few weeks, maybe a month or two, the city's water system will dry up
Yeah, okay.
unless you get rid of the rocks. People are people are starting to clamber outside of their shelters and into the streets, and some people start to clap and cheer, and then other people start to boo and say, "Idiots! Can't you tell that this was their attempt at vengeance? They did this to us." And the crowd is getting very mixed. What are you guys going to do in response to this?
Tam's gonna flip his veil back up and walk the fuck away because he's done with this town.
Where's the tavern keeper?
I'd say that he's a good walk away from you, but you know your way. You could get there in 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes.
Oh, that sucks. I just wanted to tell him to charge double for room and board in the following weeks. And
Yeah. The only thing Marie is gonna say is, if I wanted you to die, why would I tell you to run in the opposite direction?
A woman stands out and speaks up and says, "Yeah, she saved me and my boy. She saved all of us. Well, I mean, maybe not you guys, but she specifically saved, like, my neighbors and me. You're crazy." Roll me a persuasion check at advantage.
Okay. Uh, 20, net 20.
Nice. With that natural 20, I will say that you're able to what's it called? You're able to convince everyone in earshot except for that one naysayer.
I
Does
don't need him or her.
that specific namesayer, the guy, disheveled and unhappy, starts to disappear into the crowd, wander off.
Do I get a good look at him?
I want to follow
My
that guy.
heckler.
Anybody who would like to follow him or to examine him as he tries to disappear can roll me a perception check, investigation check, investigation.
I didn't do well.
Tamery is talking to her boots.
I'm like stupid hecklers.
Albrecht, you can tell that this is the same primary naysayer in the market who got everybody all unhappy and angry towards you guys to throw you guys out. And
I'm
anybody
wondering if he's under a certain legion's payroll.
anyone who rolled a 13 or higher can track the person through the crowd, and you guys can follow him if you would like to. If one of you kind of puts an arm around Tamery or something, you can probably get her to follow you. What do you guys do?
Tamery and I don't recognize the guy, but this voice is becoming vastly familiar.
Yeah, it's the voice of hecklers, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I have those big ears.
What is everybody else doing?
Nelson. Name him Nelson. Can we name him Nelson?
I don't get that reference, but sure.
It's a Simpson, isn't it? See, I'm not even a Simpsons fan, but I guessed.
I mean, he's less of a heckler, and okay, maybe he is a heckler-ish. Yeah, okay, I can see it.
Can we name him Heckler, Dad? Can we, Principal Overlord?
All right, so having just gotten pinged by somebody, Tam is actually going to peel off from his getting out of town, and he's going to, if I roll well, hopefully, try to shadow the guy, shadow Nelson, either through the crowds or across the rooftops or bowler top or whatever, but just from out of sight as best he can.
Everybody who's attempting to follow him stealthily, roll me stealth in the tower.
I don't think I would. I think I would say to Tam, we have a malcontent. I don't know what he looks like or whatever, but
Tam rolled well enough that he got a look, so he can follow the guy on the investigation part from before.
Right.
giddy.
I will get back to the people who are trying to follow this person. Are you guys splitting off at this point?
I think I'll go with Albrecht because my dad liked to build things and stuff, and I'm kind of interested in creating things rather than destroying. Well, my dad does both those things.
Okay. So basically, everybody who did not roll in the tower, are you guys gonna go to the dam, or what are you guys? Basically, Lagar, what are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna call back my dinosaur and sit on it and just kind of wait. People,
Your dinosaur?
Why are people taking so long? I don't know.
Your dinosaur?
My dinosaur's still alive.
Yeah, it actually doesn't look too worse for wear. I mean, there are a couple. It's bleeding in a couple of spots, but it actually looks like it's pretty strong still. It's made of some sturdy ass shit.
I want to heal the dinosaur. I like it when animals don't die or have to die and then get resummoned. I like it when they can survive. It makes me happy.
I think your dinosaur got 2 boulders, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, your dinosaur was a hero. Okay, so let's roll on over to the people who are following the heckler. You guys, with your guys' investigation check and with your, I'll just make it a communal stealth because one of the rolls wasn't that great. But one of the rolls was fucking amazing. So I'm going to say that you guys are able to stay stealthy as you watch this person eventually exit the crowd and kind of heads towards the back alleys of the city, areas that you guys think there may be not many people left in it because of the way the boulders fell or there aren't any buildings, so it seems kind of suspicious. Do you guys continue to follow this person?
Yeah, Tam will continue to follow, and he's also going to open up the primeval awareness radar.
So you guys continue, and you get to a certain portion. Actually, I've been looking at this. Let me pull this up for you guys. I preloaded it. I should have shared it from the beginning. That was my badness as a DM. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So basically, where most of these interactions happened, I will say, are right there in that kind of central area, and I'll say that the tavern is right there. And the place that you guys are heading to that has the like the heckler, he's heading down the road just underneath that blue arrow, and he's heading this way. I will say that the water reservoir or whatever is because this map is a little bit different than the last map that we used. I'll say that the area with the dam and all of that stuff, there's an invisible imaginary area that leads into the city, and it ends over here, which is where Chisei's home to be, on the lakefront.
Well, I guess that we're closer to wherever she is because of the dam problem. I'm guessing that that's where she would be. Or where is the clog?
Yeah. So the tavern is a little ways above that. That where the arrow is pointing is where you, Lagar, and Albrecht are with Spike, and Tam and Anton are tailing the guy to the south, who seems to be heading out towards the outside of the city.
Can you move my little square to show where like it's dammed up the river?
I will say that the river breaks off and leads into the city along a squiggly line.
Oh,
that
okay.
way.
So somewhere like that, or there, or wherever.
Yep, I would say
Somewhere
that's just. I would say that's exactly about where it is.
Okay. So, all right.
So the people who are tailing this guy, you turn on your primeval awareness. You're stealthing it out like badasses. Are you guys going to do anything specific to try and interrupt this guy? You feel like you're within range that you could maybe jump out at him or try and catch up with him, or are you just going to watch him? How do
you cast message and ask Tam if he thinks we're alone?
Does Tam think we're alone?
roll me an investigation check.
Is there anything on his radar right now?
Oh, that's right. You're using primeval awareness. Duh. You can sense a lot of people around you because you're in the middle of a fucking city. But if you kind of tone it down a little bit to be within, 30-foot radius or something like that, you don't feel like there's anybody on the roofs with you. However, the roofs are ending, and you're going to have to very quickly go onto the ground. There aren't a whole lot of people where he's headed. It seems kind of quiet. Most of the commotion was kind of led away from this area a little bit to the west.
I think we should let him get outside of the wall before we jump him.
Alternatively, if he gets outside the wall, then we don't have cover.
I would like to speak out to this guy and say, "Oi, Sir Lose-a-Lot."
Oh shit! Once he turns around and sees you, and he starts to make a mad dash. What do you guys do?
Could y'all put yourselves on the map where we're kind of are? I mean, I put myself by the damn square thing.
This isn't gridded really. Here, let me take the tokens off, and then I'll kind of grid it, and then we can go from there.
Well, I just wanted a general idea of where we are.
While you're gridding it, can I ask if while Anton's making his distractional introduction, Tam takes the opportunity, because clearly he's the sneaky one of the two, to kind of bolt ahead and and cut the guy off, so that when he turns back around to start running, there's a Tam right there in front of him.
Say hello.
Because Sorry, go ahead.
He's about, I want to say that he's about like 20, 30 feet from you. Are you capable of making that distance in the time it took for him to say those words?
Tam's got a 40-foot movement right now.
I don't. Did he take? I know you can move that much in 6 seconds. Let's not. Yeah, I'll never mind. I'll just not be anal about it. I'll say you can do that. Roll me a stealth check to kind of try and do it without being noticed by him.
So that's what I was actually intending to use vicious mockery with that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that what I was thinking was that he would turn like, oh shit, and then the vicious mockery would hit him, and that would give Tam opportunity to maneuver fully, or just stay hidden, so that when he looses an arrow, it's sneak attack, spell proc, fireball, whatever crazy shit Tam does.
You might want to zoom in a lot, Jeff, so people can see.
Oh, I still didn't bring you guys in from the combat tracker. That's how I'm supposed to do it, huh? Let's not. We're not really gonna do we'll do a soft combat if it comes to that.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted the audience to be able to see where we are and.
Right. No, that's I was talking about something different.
Oh.
So roll me. Actually, he has to roll a wisdom save, huh?
Yeah, it's a save for him. DC 13.
He doesn't make it. So his next attack, if he makes one, is at disadvantage. I will say because he's trying to run and not attack, that it's more like he's a little bit disoriented. Run, yeah, that much damage nearly kills him. He drops to his knees.
This worked even better than I could have hoped.
And Tam, what do you do?
So if this guy's now dropped to the ground and isn't running, that's going to give Tam plenty of time to cut him off, basically.
Absolutely. You can appear behind him without any trouble.
That's exactly what he's going to do.
Enhance, Jeff. Enhance.
This man, at first, he starts to hold his head. He's literally on the ground, rocking back and forth, and then, like as you appear behind him, he looks up at you, and you can see that his eyes are like he's crying blood, and blood is coming out of his ears and his nose, and he says, "Please, don't kill me. I'm just the middleman. I didn't do anything wrong." Rocking back and forth. So basically, I'm going to say that you don't need to roll any intimidation checks because he's literally like bleeding out of every orifice because Anton is a badass, and this guy's not.
Oh.
Let's get him out of sight. And I imagine that Tam does like a billowy Batman cape thing as we duck into an alley.
That's Larry. Why don't you guys roll me a stealth check to see if you can find a nice quiet place?
Even more, Jeff.
Okay, I'm gonna guidance myself because my stealth is not good.
I know.
Oh god!
I'll say that getting him there is kind of noisy, but once you get there, you can get him to stay pretty quiet. And let's transition over to the people who are working on the dam. What are you guys doing?
Right. So, how much of this is, well, really, I not really, I mean, I can't earth bend, and I don't have Big B's hand yet.
At just about that moment, Chise comes. She comes stepping up from inside of town, and she says, "Holy crap, guys! The fuck was that, man?"
Boulders, landslide, don't know why. Although the timing is really creepy.
Do you maybe know who caused this?
Let's see. Who are enemies of Dagger Falls? Legion, maybe. Creepy cult people, maybe. Any others? Yeah. Y'all might want to do something with the Chamber of Commerce. Um, yeah.
She looks confused at you.
Chamber of Commerce, it's a thing that, makes sure that the town is like nice to people who are out of town so that business and trade will flourish and everybody has a nice experience. Never mind.
Oh, you mean the Merchants Guild?
Yeah, sure, them.
Oh, okay. Do you think they're behind this?
No, I don't think they're behind it, but I think that maybe if this town might not have so many enemies if everyone was a little bit nicer.
To be honest, I think that the presence of the salt honestly just caused a lot of ruckus between people who supported them and a lot of people who tried to find ways to get rid of them. That actually might be what this was, an attempt to get rid of the salt. Wait, who's... No, there's no way we could do that. You guys don't happen to have any magical ability to spy on everybody in the city all at once from some kind of general hub or something, would you?
I realize that we're very, very impressive, but no.
Collusion.
Where's that table map when we need it?
He gone.
I mean, that would be a big task. But firstly, water. We've got a dam situation where we don't need a dam.
Albrecht, roll me an Arcana check. True. You know what? I like the sound of that. You start to mold this dirt in between your fingers and you drop it on the ground and nothing seems to happen at first. You really thought you were infusing your energies into it. Like, I mean, I know I don't do magic all the time, but I really thought I had this shit down after this many years. And then the boulders seem to shake and you hear this cracking noise and this bright light shines out between them and basically yeah, there are three boulders. Yeah, all three of them crack straight down the middle and fall to the ground. You're working with half boulders. Some water comes trickling through and little pebbles wash up around your feet, around all of your feet. You guys, after taking a moment, you can see that they're not normal pebbles. Does somebody want to maybe roll an insight or perception or something like that? Investigation, that's what I meant, sorry.
20.
Those are good investigations. You guys kind of tap on them. You look at them real close. One of you puts it in your mouth, and
That's not me.
when Albrecht does that,
Yes, it is Albrecht. Albrecht did that.
the thing that he put in his mouth falls to the ground and sprouts legs and little beady eyes and it looks up at him and it's some kind of like crab rock thing. And a few others, it falls onto a pile of a couple of other pebbles, and each pebble it touches does the same thing until you have an army of 6 little crab pebble things.
Okay, that is odd. I want to do detect magic on these things to see what if these things, because that is so weird. Or maybe a history. I don't know.
You can roll me an Arcana, a detect magic, or maybe a survival. No, I don't think that would really fit. An Arcana or a detect magic, either one would work.
I'll do detect magic, like to see if these things were created. What? So I'll do mark that off.
So I'm glad one of you did roll a high Arcana. So Tamery, you can tell that these things are buzzing.
Oh, that was Albrecht.
Right, but you rolled Detect Magic, right?
Yeah, I did.
So you can tell that these things, like Detect Magic allows you to see auras and energies and what color
Yeah.
they are. These things are a mixture of conjuration and alteration magic, or transmutation, I guess. And you can tell that they are all buzzing with a high amount of energy that is identical to Albrecht's normal energy. Albrecht, with your Arcana check, you can tell that you literally just gave these rocks the breath of life, which was the last ingredient to make them as they are.
So first of all, I say wizardiness here. I mean that there's all kinds of wizardy magic. Like there were several different kinds. Alteration, blah 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 blah.
When you go to pick it up, it brings all of its legs in and closes its eyes, and it looks like a normal pebble again. And it opens one eye and blinks a couple times as it looks at you, and opens the other one, and then it unfolds again, and it's this small little baby crab thing, and blinking its eyes up at you, and kind of dancing around a little bit in the palm of your hand.
Does it walk sideways like a?
Yes, it does.
So, but I mean, you were dealing with these, right? Did you do several things like to accidentally make these things, or I'm trying to like be forensic about this and see if maybe one of these things was already put on these boulders or if it was all you. It's transmutative. But it was transmutative and it's hard to know. Not being from the area, I don't know what minerality is going on here. I mean,
I will say I'll say it's late summer.
mm, well, big rocks became littler rocks. That's good.
You're still dealing with six large boulders, and only some water is trickling through. Chise examines it and she says, "This will be enough to keep most of the city alive, but at this rate, our rations, well, we'll have to ration, and we won't have a lot of them. We need to break this through more. I mean, well, I don't know what to do here, because if I could cause the river to fork off, but
Here's the thing that people need to know. If they want water, they need to bring pickaxes and stuff and turn these big old rocks into littler rocks. Well, you're from here. Do a nature check or something.
yeah,
I don't.
roll me a nature check.
When she says that about having to get rid of the rocks, I'll start Eldritch blasting them.
Or you could do that.
Nicely fucking done. You can tell that these are limestone, but they seem unnaturally gradient. On your closer investigation, nature check, whatever, you can tell that these minerals are magically enhanced, much like you tried to enhance the the dirt in your hands and try to infuse it with magic, well, you can tell that about 50% of these boulders are highly infused with some kind of magic. To you, it looks kind of silver-ish.
You get it. Make it bridge. Aw. Yeah.
That's super cool. I want you to roll me a high. Oh fuck. Okay. I want you to roll.
My
I'll-
only worry is that they might have like bad magic. So do we want them here? I don't know. Somebody
say-
wanted to harm. Well, yeah, but the person who sent them rolling or whatever, if somebody didn't want there to be a happy day down there.
So she sees what Lagar's doing and hears what Albrecht wants to do, and she's like, yeah, these are great ideas. And so she kind of helps with some water jets of some sort or whatever to try and break down these boulders. She's trying to be very careful to not break the actual waterway that's been created. Um, why don't you roll me a really high, or not a really high, just a fairly high survival check, and then we will roll back on over to the people who are investigating our friend after you roll that.
Nelson, bleeding Nelson.
If you guys roll together, one of you can get advantage.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
0.
Survival? +2.
I'm sorry, did I say survival? No, it is a survival. Yeah, it is a survival.
Mine's +2.
Nice.
Oh, did I roll wrong?
So that's a 19. That's a really good roll. So we're going to switch on over to, we're using the word roll a lot today. We're going to switch on over to, right? Anton and Tam with Nelson, I guess, whatever his name is.
Bleeding Nelson.
So you guys have been able to drag this guy off to some unsuspecting alleyway nestled in between two different houses. You, on your primeval awareness, can't detect anyone within a 30-foot radius that is not the three of you. What would you guys like to do?
So Tam's going to drop into a crouch, set his spear across his knees, look the guy square in the eye, and say, "What was your task?"
He spits out some.
To place a Doomhammer on the ground with as loud of a noise as possible. Well, not like I just want to make the weight of the hammer known.
You drop it, and instead of instead of hitting the ground and kind of bouncing up and falling onto its side, it literally just falls on the ground and it doesn't move. It's like you just dropped something of immense weight. It doesn't bounce back up, kicks some dust up, and it makes a very heavy feeling. All three of you can feel it underneath your feet. The guy is very intimidated. He's crying, and it's like this mixture of like tear and blood, and just like this kind of pinkish, brownish color. It's not pretty.
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting. He's slobbering, and there's more blood in his slobber. It's like green.
Is he drooling out of his nose? Like
yes. So he's like, I was just hired for a normal job. I was supposed to do anything. I'm sorry. Don't kill me. No, I didn't mean to do it. Don't kill me.
Tam's going to reach out a hand two fingers and kind of, boop the guy between the eyes and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Nice. The blood starts to fade away everywhere, except for his nose. He's still bleeding pretty profusely, but he seems a lot stronger, a lot better off. And he looks up and he's, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just did what I was told. I was just supposed to. I was just supposed to rile up a crowd. I'm not even from this town.
Focus. Who hired you? Where and when?
I was. Okay. Oh God, my head. I was hired by this cloaked fellow. I don't know his name. I met him in a tavern in the next city over. He said that there was a group in town that was causing a big problem. I don't know what it was. I didn't really care, frankly. He just said I was supposed to come to town and stand in the crowd, and I was supposed to say bad things about you and try to stir up the crowd. I was never supposed to do anything except for say something. Like I'm not your enemy. Like I just, I was just doing what I was paid for, man. Like this isn't worth 20 gold. Damn.
You still have any of the gold he gave you?
Yeah, here, take it. Like, God.
Tim will take one piece and then push the pouch back to him. When you were running, were you going to meet someone?
Every great superhero has an
I was supposed to go back home, and I wasn't told to do anything like afterwards. I was just supposed to get you guys ran out of town, and then I could go home and get on with my life.
20 gold richer.
What?
So,
20 gold richer.
Yes.
Yeah. So Tam's inciting primarily to see if he's lying about going to meet somebody.
He is absolutely not lying about that.
Okay. Tam takes the single gold piece, pulls basically like a small cloth or something from his pocket, wraps it up carefully in that, and slides it into a different pocket than anything else that he's carrying.
Nice. Are you guys gonna kill me now?
Okay, I would like to message Tam and tell him to get ready to bolt. And I want to just say, you better believe it, buddy, and fire up my gauntlet and press it to the guy's face. But I'm actually just going to use Healing Light.
That's
and,
awesome.
Like with the brightness, and I imagine him being super afraid. Like he'll probably close his eyes, and then I want us to just disappear.
Roll me. I want the both of you to roll me a dexterity, or sorry, not a dexterity. Roll me stealth at advantage, and I'll take the average between you. Not literally the average, but
This is gonna be rough. I don't know why it.
Advantage drops after the first
I'm
time, and you've got
disadvantage
because of the medium armor.
Okay, so my roll should have been a 15.
so there's, he starts to quibble, and he starts to shake as you put your hand over his forehead. There's a crack in a big beam of light, and he's basically balling up into the fetal position. You both make it out of there before he opens his eyes, and there's nothing but dust and his coin pouch of 19 gold. What would the two of you like to do?
Oh man, I want to give Tam like the biggest fucking high five. Like, dude, did you see that? That was so fucking cool.
That was really cool. I want to give you inspiration for that.
Tim just raises an eyebrow and leaves him hanging. He keeps on walking.
That's cool, dude. I'm gonna give myself a high five.
You have your door knocker give you a high five.
Yes.
So, what would you guys like to do next? The two of you.
So Tam's headed back to the rest of the party.
Yeah, that's probably where we would naturally head. Was towards the dam, because we probably would have seen them head that way before we tailed this guy.
And Tam, I think I'd actually like to give you inspiration as well, because you seem to be very seamless about your role playing with your character, and I really like that about whenever you role play. Whenever you open your mouth, actually, like outside of combat.
Whenever I actually speak as Tam, yeah.
Yes. It's a very seamless role play for you, and I really appreciate that. Anyways, so you guys can make it to the rest of the group. They seem to really be making some headway on these boulders here. They're all each of the boulders are, I want to say, like half the size, maybe a quarter the size of this fucking triceratops. Not half the size. Anyways, each boulder is like really fucking big. It's bigger than any one of you. And all three of the boulders have been cracked in half, and there are lots of little pebbles on the ground.
I feel like I'm in prison, making big rocks littler rocks.
So how quickly does Tam realize that between the Eldritch Blasting, the Molder thing, and the water bending, that they're actually reshaping these things?
It would only take you a couple of seconds to figure that out.
All right. He's gonna sling his spear over his shoulder, wait in and help out, and the way he's gonna help out is by booming blade with an unarmed attack.
Nice. You're literally punching sand.
Yes, and making it explode. Yes.
That's fantastic. I'll say it'll take the better part of with those Eldritch Blasts and everything that you're doing, I'll say it'll take the better part of a couple of minutes for you guys to break these large boulders down. Now, the only problem is that you still have a pretty big blockage in the waterway. Most of these boulders have been broken down, but the way that you're doing it with force damage and with thunder damage and all that, it's shattering them into a lot of smaller pieces. So you've got too much sediment, too much leftover debris.
Hammy rocks. Oh, when will I ever get Bigby's hand?
Albridge, as you kind of make your way around the pebbles, because none of the other pebbles are being like the pebbles that you originally made. None of the others, none of the other debris is being made in those exact shapes or sizes. You can still feel some of that infused energy latent in these rocks, in these pebbles.
So, question: as we're reducing this boulder pile down from a boulder pile, at what point, if at all, would Albrecht or anybody else with Mole Earth actually be able to use it to filter the sediment out of the water onto the banks?
You're absolutely able to do that right now.
Mm. What?
Every time you cast Mold Earth on something smaller than your fist, you get that latent energy feel. What are the rest of you doing?
Picking rocks up that I can manage and throwing them onto the bank.
With your bare hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there town folk around?
Just Chise, who is trying to help with her water stuff, but she's kind of, as she's explained to the rest of the group, she's kind of afraid of disrupting the waterway. She's not used to working on such a small level.
Okay, I want to try and, hey, you don't have to be superheroes to shovel rocks.
Yeah, that's
We've
what
done
I'm
enough
doing.
for these people.
Roll me a persuasion check. Crickets. Chise is rooting for you, and her brother is actually out at this point, and he's like, "You heard the man. I'm down." let's get all this done before sundown. He digs in with his bare hands right next to Tamery.
Pick up the rock, throw the rock on the bank. Pick up the rock, throw the rock on the bank.
I'm surprised you guys aren't like, I don't know, thunder waving this shit or something.
Well, I mean, it's water. I don't want to be electrocuted.
Thunderwave doesn't use electricity.
Well, I mean, if they remove the dam too quickly, then
Yeah.
they get a tsunami and then they flood the town.
Yeah, but not. I'm
Yeah.
well. I mean, it could also break the riverway. I am trying to get you guys to do bad things. Why do you think that Chise isn't doing that shit?
Pick up the rock, move the rock to the bank.
The blacksmith. I want to ask Chise. Chise, do you know where the blacksmith lived?
Well, we've been there.
Yes, he probably would have been in the northeastern side of town, trying to bunker down. But his shop.
He's dead.
Oh. Well, if his shop isn't destroyed, it's kind of towards the heart of town, but a little bit towards the south.
I want to go try to find the blacksmith shop. I'm not helping dig this town out, but I'll tell any people that I see that they need help undamming the river that supplies their city with the life force of water.
Thanks, Bro Baz. Yeah.
Okay, so you can. I'm sorry. Can you repeat to me what you're going to do? I'm so sorry.
I want to. I'm not gonna help dig out these rocks because we've done enough for this shitty fucking town. I'm not gonna do manual labor for them as well. And I want to try and find the blacksmith's shop since he died in the market and see if there is a family or anything there because Anton needs some fire.
You can totally find the blacksmith there. I mean, not the blacksmith, but you know the smithing, whatever, the place of smithing. And you're trying to. I feel so stupid. I'm sorry. You're trying to do what at the blacksmith's place?
He wants to forge something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I also wanted to see like if this guy left behind a family.
If you examine the house, it seems empty.
Okay, then I'm just going to start working at the forge, and I'll whisper you.
Okay. I want Lagar, Tam, and Tamery to roll me perception checks.
Is Albert not?
I'm whispering to Albert to do something else.
I got nat 20. So 24 for me.
Okay, give me just a sec. Okay. I will whisper you, Tamery, what you notice. Everybody else, you guys are starting to make a little bit of a headway on this pile of dirt and rocks.
Pick up the rock, put the rock on the bank. I seriously need to get Bigsby's hand. Pick up the rock, put the rock on the bank. Okay, right. Noted. Pick up the rock, put the rock on the bank.
So I'll say that.
Shut up.
I'll say that over the course of an hour, the lot of you can clear out appropriately the waterway, and you guys have actually, with Alberic's help, and you guys have actually managed to create a fantastic filtration system for the city.
I hope that it's good filtration and not something bad that will become harmful whenever somebody decides it. Ugh. So paranoid. Okay.
I need to look up something for just a sec. Nice. Okay.
I took off my special shoes. I didn't want to get them wet.
So it's starting. You guys can see the sun starting to set. It will be evening shortly. What would you guys like to do for the night? Would you guys like to stay here in the city, or maybe move on and try the roads at night?
Well, Tim, where did y'all go? What were y'all doing? Well, I mean, you weren't here with us when we were contemplating the boulder issue. So, what
I
was
had a
going
question to ask.
on? Who?
The person that turned the crowd against you.
Oh, my heckler. Yeah, yeah. So what did he say?
He was a contractor.
He was paid to be here and make people dislike us?
Correct.
Boo. Who did it? Who? So is he from here?
He is not.
So he had to come all the way here from, well, maybe by, but still, he had to come here, be mean to me, well, us rather, and was paid for that? That is
Correct.
weird occupation primers have.
He does not, but I have this. And then
Well,
that point, Tam pulls the kind of wrapped up gold out of his pocket and shows it to Albrecht.
where
That
is he
came
from?
that came from his employer. I assume you have some
Mm.
way of scrying.
Oh, do we? I mean, hmm, is that a fact? Well, what we're gonna do is we're going to try and touch this as little as possible, right? And eventually, at some point, I'll be able to do what you are wanting to do. Yeah. I mean, where was the guy from? Where did he meet the person?
You can roll me an investigation check.
I mean, I wouldn't know. Do you know it, Tam? You're a primer.
Nice. The coin seems. I'll just say you recognize it. You've been in this kingdom long enough. It actually. No, I'm going to be a little bit more spicy about that. The coin is actually. What's it called? It's very out of place. It's actually from a different kingdom. You're pretty sure with that investigation check that it's the like the head that's on the back of it or whatever is of the king of one of the neighboring kingdoms nearby. Well, not necessarily nearby, but that surround Syria.
Uh, mm,
Tam just raises an eyebrow.
most people don't know I exist. How can I have an they don't know I exist except for this weird person that Jerry talked about, that big brother who seems to know
Full
me.
circle.
Maybe if maybe, but then the person said that well, Jerry said that he like kind of wanted me to be safe. How is that wanting me to be safe? Well, that just made me come back here. But if the guy wanted me to go there, why didn't he just let Jerry know, tell me where he is? It's just not very efficient or smart. I don't understand. Continue. Anyway, I think that the safest thing to do is if I want to scry on this thing at a later date, is put it in something that doesn't really belong to either of us, but is sort of like a thing that doesn't belong to anybody so that it kind of keeps true to the owner. Because if one of us starts owning it or takes ownership of it, it eventually is going to lose its tie to the original person. I bet that guy was just here alone. Well, yeah, but okay. All right. I still advocate that we keep this thing in something that is kind of like neutral.
The fellow who had this had the rest of the money. He did
Huh?
not appear to have spent any of the money that he was paid.
He told you how much he was paid?
He did.
And you saw it? Not
He
necessarily.
was hired in a different area. He was not
That's what
hired
I
in this
thought.
town.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So,
So stepping out of character for a second, it was described to me by the GM as the next town over. I don't know what that actually translates to.
well, I mean, which direction? I have a map. Shadowdale is quite a distance. Map. I love my maps.
So Chisei speaks up as she's shoveling dirt, and oh, well, I guess this is after you guys are done. But anyways,
Yeah.
Chisei speaks up and says, the capital city isn't far from here, and they have a really big library. It's like the biggest in the country. Like I've always wanted to go there. So much information.
Seriously, there's a huge library.
Yeah, they've got like I said, the biggest one in the country, I think. Well, I mean, I don't think it's huge. Like it's really good. There's a lot of information in there. You can find information on all sorts of things.
How long has it been constituted as the largest library on the continent?
At least as long as I've been alive. Well, not on the continent. I mean,
Oh,
like just in the country. But I mean, like at least as long as I've been alive. We have people who, huh? As far as I'm aware, this is the closest the Legion has gotten inside of the country so far. But I mean, I don't know that intimately, but the last I had heard they were in, I think, Crestwood, and then all of a sudden they showed up here. So I mean, it's anybody's guess.
so I've met the Legion in my past somewhere in this area. She looks on the map and she's like, "Wow, I was in a bit of a big area, but they're here, and if they're starting here, to bleed into here, into this region. It's hard to know exactly how wide the canvas they've thrown. If they're in Theria or not. You're from Theria, aren't you? Or some deserty place, right, Tam?
Yes.
Well, do you know if the Legion's there or not?
Do I actually know that?
The Legion was a new concept to you in Crestwood. In fact, Chise speaks up and she says, "Now, I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about." She says she kind of closes one eye and cocks her head to the side a little bit. But I would say that if the Legion had made, if anybody like the Legion had made their way into Theria, into the capital city, that is, if anybody had made their way, the king would have addressed them, and well, there probably would have been missives sent out to every city if they made some kind of deal and allowed them to stay or something. Like, I don't see the Legion going through and the king not addressing their presence.
Can I compare the pre-sundering map and the post-sundering map and see if Theria looked too different? Like if maybe it was or was not really affected by the Death Moon?
You can tell that Theria was not a part of the map until after the Sundering, and the Sundering was like 150, 200 years ago, right?
No, it's like about 130-ish.
Well,
I was very close to then.
yeah, so you can tell that pre-Sundering, the Kingdom of Theria didn't exist. And if you talk to Chise, she essentially says that that it's a relatively new country compared to some of the surrounding countries, and that basically their king was very opportunistic. That's the word I'm looking for. Opportunistic, and chose the kingdom when he got the right to take land. He chose the kingdom for its strategic value.
I see.
Basically, we have access to a lot of good resources, primarily the King's Road, which runs through the middle of the capital city.
Is that true, Tam? You're really old, aren't you?
That is mostly accurate.
See, you're smart. All right. So basically, the area was not geographically harmed or anything like that. So it's kind of the Sundering didn't have anything to do with it. It's just been developed, which is kind of nice. It's what people do. It's a natural thing. Nothing to do with the Sundering. Good. Yay. Huzzah. On the road to capital city. No, there's a big library. I would like to know what information they have. He went to the blacksmith's shop, I think. He didn't want to get wet. He's such
We
a
still
diva.
have
Yeah,
questions
not
there that need answers.
Well, the guy is dead, right? How do you want me to speak with dead? What do you want?
He's referring to all of the reason they were going to the capital city before said.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the blacksmith.
No.
Oh. Oh, I bet the cult's done stuff to the library. No, they just burned them.
That would be the Legion. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the people can take it from here. And we go to sleep and there won't be any cinnamon rolls tomorrow morning. was ruined.
Chise perks up and hey, it's okay. The stall was ruined, but I think that the family's still in business in their normal shop.
Oh, thank God!
He kind of jumps back in surprise as you do that, just like, yeah, so rolls for everybody. She smiles awkwardly.
Yay, yay! The world doesn't completely suck! Cinnamon and sugar and wonderfulness. I can have something to look forward to.
The brother pipes up and he's like, you're kind of weird, aren't you?
I love sugar. Let an old lady have her loves. Well, I'm 130. How old are you?
So, you guys can make it to the tavern just fine. Are you planning on actually staying inside the city tonight? The barkeep says something similar when you guys get a couple of glances when you walk through the door. And he says, drinks are free on these folks. And if anybody would like to, if anybody has a problem with that, you can pay for their drinks and leave immediately. Nobody gets up. People just go back to their conversations and start drinking. Guy kind of raises an eyebrow at you, and another guy kind of like smacks him on the arm, says dumbass, and he looks back down at his ale.
Right. So what I would like, and she hops up kind of to on a stool, is like, here's to go. And if you could tomorrow morning, if I could have some lovely cinnamon rolls with icing delivered and set right outside my teepee, that would be great. That would be grand.
Barkeep says, yeah, I think I can do that. I have a running deal with the Pillsbury's.
Goody, goody, goody.
Is there anything else I can do for you guys while you're here? By the way, 3 cheers for everybody who saved the city again. Yeah, that's none of you fucks. But this party, 3 times in a row, hooray!
Who's counting?
So Tam's going to take his kitten out of the wagon, walk in, look at the barkeep. He says she'll need her usual room.
That's fucking hilarious.
And what is Anton doing over at the forge?
I just come back and I have my owl again.
Oh, you fixed him. Hooray.
Yeah, I forgot to grid it again.
It's okay. We're not actually gonna be need to do movement like for battle. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, I never know with you fucks.
But I would go straight to bed probably.
Yeah, I've moved rocks.
Okay, well, I will keep the map gridded and ready in case you fucks try to do something. Because I've just imagined before that maybe you weren't going to try and kill everyone in your sight, and my dreams and hopes were crushed. So I know better now.
Okay. I go to sleep and dream of waking up to my cinnamon rolls.
Can I point out that we only murdered the demon and the undead thing last week?
I'm talking about when you guys murder a fucking shopkeep, or when you like go balls to the walls the instant you see Frost and like shit that I didn't anticipate when I should have anticipated.
Well, Frost was a butthole.
He was a butthole.
Yeah.
He had it coming. He had it coming.
I really like that song actually.
Yeah. Sleepy sleep in the teepee.
You guys can rest, and I need to give that to you because I'm a DM, and DMs do that.
What XP do we get for being the town?
Twice in one day.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, you come on.
Well, that and the walls are pretty broken.
I mean, we did get
Well,
the
we
kid.
made some smaller rocks so they could replace with those rocks.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it.
I mean, we also did get the kitten, which, in my book is better than a key, but, you do you.
They must have a mason here.
Just hoping it wasn't Potion Batman.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that he's built anything. He only knows how to destroy. He's a basher.
With the blacksmith dead, because the blacksmith was both the stone and woodworker, the next best person for anything engineering type in this smaller city would probably be the tailor, who everybody, you can see him sitting at a table alone, lots of papers all over, people kind of yelling at him all around him as he's got his hands on his head. He's kind of looking down at the table, and he looks very defeated right now.
Oh yeah, I drew those maps for him. Then he got mad because I signed or stamped them. I feel sorry for him. Let's go. He turned on me very quickly too.
That's true, he did, didn't he?
Yep.
But Albert, you can totally deliver him the schematics, and other than having kind of a bad bedside manner, he seems kind of grateful for it. You see the mayor and the town apothecary and a couple of other brainy folks standing around him, and you figure they're probably the source of his greater stress.
Okay. Right. That away. Points.
Yep, same. Load up the wagon and all that.
And I think probably right about now would be a good time for our little break.
Yes. Why don't we take a 10-minute break, everybody?
And we will resume on the road to, that's
El Dorado.
We will return. Break. Well, it's there. Yeah, that's good enough. Okie dokie. On the road. What? He's the greatest bear ever. Who doesn't love a bear of a different color that smells like strawberries? Except when he's wet, then he smells like wet dog. That's awful.
This break is actually really nice because it's giving me time to respond to whispers and stuff.
Yeah. But I just knew that like it was a good place to break because they also have like the next section. Scene change. You're right.
Albert, give yourself inspiration because you did something that I think is very realistic and smart, and it's something that I usually reward the players for with a level up, but I'm not going to level you and not them. So, anyways.
And I find something to put the coin in so that like it stays closer to the original owner because yeah, I scry on a thing and it just shows us.
I'm sorry, you have what magics have you cast on it so far?
I haven't, but just taking ownership of the thing and like if we just touch it like so much, I could just imagine it being harder to scribe on the original owner.
Right.
Why I want to keep it clean and undisturbed.
Just put it in the or just put it in the glove box of the wagon.
Also, roll me a
Yeah, we are not taking ownership of this thing to be scribed at a later date.
roll me an Arcana check.
Me?
Yep.
17.
Nice. You feel like you have a pretty good feel of the essence of this coin. Maybe you don't quite have magic that will allow you to track it or track the essence over a great distance, but you can recognize the essence enough that you can, anytime you feel the need to, you can use prestidigitation to cleanse it back to the same essence.
Okay. I just wanted to not let it get contaminated or anything.
What I'm saying is you can keep it from being magically contaminated like that.
Okay.
Pretty much indefinitely, unless like some great magic like bestow curse or something like that is cast on it.
You know, anything short of a giant demon face appearing in the sky and throwing magic at the party.
Yeah.
Which happens quite frequently.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
And
Just
people
like
wonder why Tam is so cranky.
Yeah, but you
None
come
of-
from a part of the world that apparently hasn't been disturbed much by the forces of the thing. Yes.
The only response I have to that is much is still a non-zero amount.
Huh?
A little bit more than nothing.
Mm.
And he was basically at ground zero for a little bit.
Were you born like this? Like, when you were a child, were you like how you are now?
Is that to Tam or to Sterling?
Just damn.
I mean, it's going to be the same answer both ways, but yes.
I wonder what your parents thought.
They're angry ass elves. They're the same way.
Angry ass elves?
Yep.
There's Uncle Oberon, which he's not my uncle. He's not really an angry ass elf. He's just troublesome. Mm, I have to say that most of the elves that I've met aren't angry ass.
I'm sorry, Beasleby was angry as fuck.
Not in Oakland, he wasn't. Yeah. Also, Topsy usually made Beasleby not so angry.
Come on, he had his moments. He had his moments of Meteor Storm. We all know
He
this.
did, but you know, Topsy's like, yeah, okay, go ahead and do it. Yeah. But that being said, she grew up in a theme park, and elves that went there were not angry ass. So this idea that it's normal for elves to be angry is weird to her.
And Everesca isn't exactly the most hospitable of the current Elven holds. I mean, it's not as bad as old school Myth Draenor, but it's pretty damn close.
I'll try not to look down on them, me being half Ladrin. If I stand on some things.
We really do need to invest in some phone books for this party.
I don't think there's a problem.
So like Lord Farquaad.
My recommendation, get a carpet. Everyone looks cool getting off of a carpet.
I can imagine Albrecht, flying through the skies. I can show you the wall.
This is one of those moments where I miss having Valen in the campaign.
But no, it's like Tamarie's kind of like, everyone does that. Because that's the first thing everybody does when they go to Oak. One of the things, they get a carpet and they do just that. Yes. Yes, and that's why people do that. What the first thing they do when they get to Oakland is get a carpet and do just that.
So say, let's get ready to come back in like a minute.
Yep.
I don't know how long it's actually been. Nice. Darn it, I lied. I now have to pee. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back and ready if you guys are.
Yeah, I'm here.
Welcome back, everybody. Second half of episode 9. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm here. Sorry. Apparently, do any of you watch the Joe McHale show? Okay, well, it's a new thing on Netflix, and the show that Mozzie works on was put in a segment on the Joe McHale show. And yeah, so yeah, it was kind of funny, but yeah, I was watching it because he was like, Jerry, look at this. I think that Will is also up for a Texas Emmy as well. Yeah, for some stuff. So, go Will. So, we're creative people doing creative things. And we're back on the road to, what was it called? What's this name of the city called?
Capital City.
Capitals on the road to Capital City. And only me and Anton are singing on the road to Capital City.
So why are you guys having connection issues?
Are we? It says I'm still in.
I'm still here.
Oh my goodness.
No, mine's
Yeah,
the
there's
thing.
Tam and
On my screen, on my
They are
Fantasygram was
missing.
open and I was there. Nope. I didn't know that I wasn't connected. But then I look on the stream and I see, oh, I'm not. Weird.
That is weird.
Because I have this thing just sometimes so I can poke Jeff to zoom in on stuff so that people see who's who, what's what. Nope. Because we're on the road to Capital City. Someone else sing it so that I don't feel alone.
We're on the road to Capital City.
Thank you.
Yep. Sterling not singing is better for everybody. Just trust me on this one.
Don't say that, Tam. You might have a lovely voice. You preserve it so much.
Yeah, that's not very likely.
Why not? Elvish music is some of the most profound music ever composed.
Okay, looks like my fantasy grounds just went down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Let me see if I can reconnect here.
I just went out and back in.
It didn't give me any of the usual, you're
Yeah.
disconnected and trying to reconnect, but you can't because your internet sucks or whatever messages. Well, it's up and it's trying to load stuff. Let's see what happens here.
What? Aren't you supposed to be like scholarly?
As opposed to burning the books.
That isn't a very scholarly thing to do, though. I'm just saying you're old enough to know better.
So as they're traveling towards Capital City, since the blacksmith is dead and they're really not interested in having anything to do with anybody left in the town. Could Tam get Anton to make that bracer dagger modification we were talking about last week?
What, the pop-up blade?
How long did I say it would take to make?
I don't recall that you ever. Actually, was it a day or did you not give?
I think it was one day. Yeah, I think it was one day, but because what you were doing at the time, it was too time sensitive. You had to wait on that. I'll say that if you go to the blacksmith shop, you can find it finished free of charge.
Okay, and then it was just a +2 piercing on the unarmed strike.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I will build that into my sheet.
Because we did that. We did. When did we do that?
Actually, we didn't do that because it would have meant that Tam would have had to unequip the brace.
Yeah, but when was the conversation held?
It was right before. It was the evening before they were going to head to the thing that had the demon in it that then ambushed them.
Okay, yeah, you can totally find it finished in the shop. Even though, well, you technically, that's right, yeah, you didn't do that because you would have had to leave the bracer with him.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I will say that the trip between the two cities will probably take half a week. And if Anton wishes to do that on one of his days, he can totally do that because I think he can do one per 8 hours.
Retractable would be preferable.
Taliesin could have done it. That bad, huh?
Okay. So, so far, as you guys are making this trip, Anton is being very, very Smith-like. You guys have got lots of downtime, a whole whopping like 4.5 days. I know at least one of the things that Anton is doing. What do you guys want to do over the course of your downtime? I would say this is an excellent time for role playing. You guys do a lot of that anyways, so no pressure.
Oh. Since now I have this wonderful, wonderful map, you can tell me, Tam, where you grew up. Oh, actually, all of you can, because all of you are primers. And I can put a little star where y'all are from, or a little heart, whichever you want. Why is nobody jumping at the chance to do what I just said?
What did you just say? I didn't understand it.
Sure. Look, I'm from here.
Okay, all right.
You can put a hammer there.
Oh, what's it called?
Citadel Adbar.
Adbar. Okay.
ADBAR.
I see it.
Okay, you found it. Good job.
Okay.
Tam doesn't actually point at the map. He just kind of waves at the horizon and says, "You're looking at it."
That's too vague. I'm pretty sure there's a specific location on this map that would pinpoint it more accurately.
You would be incorrect.
The only way that could be true is if you were nomadic.
He just does his, eyebrow raise thing.
He's unnecessarily difficult. Okay, and you, where are you from, Albert? No, it's here. It's here. So you actually grew up kind of closest to the Tower of the Arcane. My parents were actually in this area.
You cut out, Timmery. What'd you say?
I said my parents were actually in around this area a lot. I don't remember the king's name, but he was sometimes called the Mad Architect. He was a dwarf and he had an empire, a subterranean empire. What was his name? I can't remember. What? Did? What? Why is he? Why is he going faster? We were talking. Did I say something wrong?
Do I know what happened?
Well, were you listening to what we were saying?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would know about that, right? In character, but she wouldn't. So, like, as you pull away, I would just like look back and be like, they're all dead.
But the Sea of Silt doesn't go up as far as the Tower of the Arcane. It kind of stops for some reason.
Silt had to go somewhere.
I mean, the water came inland as far as Luskin, but Mirror Bar still exists. Uh,
Does it exist here, out of character? And would I know about it in character?
What?
You were cutting out there.
Titanic. Okay.
I could probably kill that.
Well, this okay. Okay. Well, hey, Anton, where are you from?
We were definitely nomadic.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, more like a southern central area. I don't really remember where exactly I picked up with my family.
So where's your family now?
We picked you up, I think, a little ways south of this kingdom, don't you think, brother? Well, I mean, I guess it was a long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to remember, but we never really had a home. We went where the business was.
Oh. Well, my family used to do something similar. Of course, we never had to in my lifetime, but before, my mom talked about living in a teeny tiny caravan with only a sheer curtain separating her from her parents. I am grateful I grew up where I grew up. And she completely told me every day of my life that I should be grateful for not having to live in a caravan.
And here you are.
I know, it's irony. It is irony.
Just
I
think,
don't.
if we stayed in one place, we'd run out of bad guys. That wouldn't be any fun.
Mm, mm. So now that I know where everyone is from, I have no idea what I will do with any of this information other than mark it down on the map, which I can really only mark where Lagar is from and sort of kind of Albridge. So it was really only a half baked attempt effort. Yeah. Mm. Do we need to make travel checks or survival checks or anything like the kind?
I'm glad you asked, Timmery.
Mm. It's almost as if I know how the game works.
Roll me a d20.
Me? But I'm not usually who does survival.
Nope, I would just like you to roll me a d20, please.
That's so nice. 14.
Today passes uneventfully.
Oh, yay!
We probably. Yeah.
Like, are you riding ahead, Albrecht? Because you're avoiding me, apparently. Me.
Tam, check it out. As I show him the ballista I have strapped to the top of our carriage.
How much does that weigh? Can the canvas top support that? I have many questions.
It weighs a couple 100 pounds. The canvas top can totally support that.
Well,
And
this
it's
isn't. Remember, this was a special one that I made.
yep.
It's hard top.
And oh, that's right. You made it. That's right. That's awesome.
Does it swivel?
I mean,
It's melded
no.
into the top of the thingy, the carriage, whatever it's called. It's melded in the top of it, but it does have a swivel ability, limited. It can't go like 360, but basically it can cover one flank.
Mm. If Taliesin was here, he could make it completely rotational, but
Tamer, you're gonna piss some people off.
He already figured out how to get home. I think that's my best guess. He's not here, and I am.
For now.
Mm. So, does the Triceratops eat as much as like a normal Triceratops? Because it's Fey, right? Correct? It's my question.
The Triceratops doesn't need any sustenance, but it can eat recreationally if it would like to.
That's how I do it most of the time.
Do you hold a donut to find out?
I only have cinnamon rolls.
Or cinnamon rolls?
I want to feed the Triceratops, but I also want to keep my cinnamon roll. The struggle is real.
Could you just make him more cinnamon rolls?
No, because I'm not the Pillsbury's. The Pillsbury's made these, and they're delectable. I know. Nobody realizes that, but they are very vast and great and almost insurmountable.
Did we bring enough beer for this trip?
Why do I feel that that was supposed to be snarky towards me?
I was just thinking of a friend's horse who drank someone else's beer one time.
What happened?
I have a friend who is a police officer on horseback, and a guy stood in front of him and had a full beer, and then he didn't have a full beer. He's like, your
Oh,
horse drank my beer. He was like, don't put your beer by my horse's face.
is that a normal thing that happens in Dwarven
Yeah,
City?
it's basically preserved wheat and hops. It's all the things that they would eat normally. Just preserved.
Huh. Interesting. I will have to look into this further when I get back, see what unicorns and Pegasus think of that added to their dietary
Mm.
needs.
So I would like all of you to take a gander in the chat box for a second.
Mine hasn't moved.
I just dropped a link in it called Party Cart, which is
Oh,
a notes thingamabobber,
yeah.
which basically has everything that the party's cart currently has, including the stats for the base card itself.
It says NPC unable to create window. Oh, and then
That's
there's
weird.
a monster manual, and that says Dungeon Masters. Yeah,
When you click on the ballista or the party card itself?
anything
Both. It needs the DM guide to.
to work, to
Yeah.
function. But that's
That's really annoying because I literally just created the party card out of nothing. Shit.
well, fine. If I'm bothering anybody, I'll just talk to someone else.
Try the bottom party cart there. That's
Yeah,
so
that's what I
annoying.
get.
Okay. I'll work on it. And at the very least, I'll have it and I can just give you guys a stat block. Here, Albert, tell me, does this work? Does that show up for you? Okay, cool. So at least I will have a set of notes that has what it has on it, and then I can just give you guys the stat blocks when you need it.
Okay.
Okay, you guys can resume your role playing. Comes nightfall, and you guys find a place to camp out for the night. Anton, roll me a d20.
Bada boom, bada bing. I summon my terrific TP. Oh God.
Nothing happens over the course of the evening.
Oh, thank God.
You're always short. You're a dwarf.
Some mysterical voice says. Oh, whoa. Are you? You said you were from Mirabar, but you know of the the architect? That guy? Oh, really? You are old. Well, Well, no, but you were actually like maybe you met them. My dad is really tall. He has red hair, and he's like really skinny. He wears a trench coat. My mom's real short, has like bunch of like brown hair, but it's really curly, and there's lots of it. And she's got these big huge eyes and dresses in green. Dad's oh. Mm, I could have wanted to ask so many questions about what my mom possibly like around my age because she could tell me anything and I don't have really anybody to say otherwise. My mom had way more ability than I do when she came to the friggin' prime. She even had her bear. My bear is off in Oakland. I miss you, Dex. Anyways, did you say that there he had, like the king had, but they helped get it back? Uh, well, the water did come in, but like, mm, so did it get flooded or what? Well, I know Luskin did, but like the Dwarven's subterranean. Oh, 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 that's awful. Uh, oh, that's awful. Well, I could have been, if I had known, I could have been more tactful, but I did not know because I don't know many things about Prime, and I'm operating on a lot of information that's 130 years old. Hmm. Well, Tam is vague. Anton, vague. You, and I don't really know about Lugar.
Out of character, Tam was not vague at all. He was
He
just very,
said the
very,
whole
very accurate,
desert.
which
That's
is not
pretty.
wrong.
It's also vague.
It's not vague. It's just big.
That's like saying, "Look at it all. I am from America."
Very symbol-like.
Yeah, everything the light touches. Anyway, that is a point I won't put down where people are from. I will commit it to memory. I can do that. Would you like a plush robe? They're complimentary at Tamarie's Terrific TP. They're really nice. The Turkish, I think. Oh, look, it's magically monogrammed your initial. Don't know. You leave the TP and the thing disappears. You're robeless now. You left your other robe in the thing. Yeah.
So there's
But
just a naked dwarf walking across campus
well,
saying
he
right
still
now.
has pants on, I guess.
That's really strange. It sounds extremely uncomfortable.
What is everybody else doing?
Tam is working on training the kitten.
Oh, the kitten?
Yes.
That's adorable.
I can actually help you with that. Elk songs are notoriously great for their animal training ability. What do you want him to learn to do?
Learn.
That's... Well, technically, living things learn how to be every day. I was wondering if you wanted him to learn a certain behavior or not do a certain behavior.
Exactly.
Okay. See, he is difficult unnecessarily.
Good.
Do any of you do anything for the rest of the eve, or do you allow it to pass on?
Okay, I go talk to Jerry or try to talk to Jerry. That has no interest for me. You guys do that.
Albert, roll me a strength check at disadvantage. Because you are currently poisoned.
What?
Basically, what happens is Anton comes up to him, drunk as fuck, and he puts his hand on Alberic's chest and tries to push him over and ends up like kind of drunkenly staggering to the side, and Alberic drunkenly pushes him back and he falls over.
I say, see, Jerry, this is not what you want to be like when you grow up.
How are you trying to make contact with Jerry?
All he had to do was all I had to do was call. I mean,
And how are you attempting to call?
well, Jerry, Jerry. I try like say his name differently, like Jerry. Just different thing. Like he didn't say any specific way per se. He just I don't.
So you hear a kind of hushed, whispered, "Yeah, what's up?" And you can't see where it's coming from, but you hear this.
Like, where are you?
I'm nowhere and everywhere at the same time.
That sounds annoying. Anyway, I was
He materializes right next to you.
Okay.
Ah, fuck.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Hi. Just wanted to have a chat because they're out there being drunk and wrestling and smelly and stuff, and that's not really my
Are
thing.
they gonna hurt you?
No. No,
Oh.
just each other, maybe. Accidentally. They'll hurt each other. I don't know. I'm in this lovely tent. Would you like a robe?
Sure.
Okay. Alrighty.
He skips on over to the TP. Hey, these are soft.
Aren't they though? Like it even has your name monogrammed on there. That's snazzy.
He looks. You go to look over on the coat, and it starts to try and draw letters, and it draws every letter in the alphabet 3 times before it just settles on J. Huh.
I
Okay.
prestidigitate the rest of it.
Ooh,
Yep.
these are really cool. Did you make these yourself?
The TP kind of does it.
That's cool. See, I
Yeah.
told you were powerful.
My mom can do a even bigger house, like huge swimming pools, theater, bowling alley.
Oh, I love swimming. Ever since, ever, s- swimming's fun, you know?
Yeah, it is. Lots of fun, but eventually I'll be able to do that spell, and then yeah, I could get you your own room, like when I know that spell. But right now, this is the
That sounds,
so
what's up?
nothing. I just wanted to check in with you. It's been a day or so, and just wondering how the whole Jer was. You good?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
Well, yeah, just some boulders and things. You didn't know that?
Boulders?
Yeah, there were boulders going towards the city, had to go and help people not be crushed by boulders. I figured since I was running, in front of the boulders, sort of, that you might have noticed that I was doing that. So you didn't. Interesting.
Well, was your life ever in? I pretty much
Always.
only sense when your life was in danger.
Pretty much always my life is in danger ever since I've come to the prime.
Well, yeah, the prime is difficult, but I mean, like I didn't sense your life in danger.
Oh, that's great.
If there's a problem, you need to call on me, okay?
Well, in which actual call summoned you? Because I tried different things. I was Jerry, Jerry. I mean, I tried several things. Which did it?
Isn't it cool? It's so awesome. Big Brother did it. Anytime you say my name, I can totally hear you.
Okay. Well,
This is going to get
now
awkward when we find another guy named Jerry.
shut up. There will be no other Jerrys in the realm.
Now, look, you haven't told the others about me, have you?
Would that be a bad thing?
Well, I mean, I guess not. I don't like a lot of people knowing about me. I mean, like, I don't, they wouldn't understand, you know?
Well, they're not anti-ghosts, so
You don't, I don't know, you don't know who could be listening right now, okay? And you barely understood, and that's because you're cool, but I don't, most people aren't cool, okay? So just please
well, they're
try to,
not exactly people. They're dwarves and elves.
yeah, but I don't know them. Jerry, it's my secret. It's not your secret to tell.
I thought you wanted more friends.
I don't know anything about them.
Well, I guess you could hang around me and figure stuff out. You don't have anything to
Jerry,
do, right?
Jerry, I want to. Sorry, thank
Unless
you.
you're talking about yourself in the third person.
No, you said Tamery. Damn it. Tamery, I want to. I can't, stay here if you're not actually in trouble right now. I, you understand, right? It has nothing to do with you. I can't really stay for very long if you're not in trouble.
So you have to do other things?
Well, right now, and who knows when Big Brother will need me. Like, stuff happens, and he's very busy lately. He's been working super hard lately. Like, sometimes I don't even get to. Anyways, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I just thought I'd check in on you. Does nobody ever check in on you?
Big Brother checks on me all the time. It's just he's super busy lately.
Well, then I'll have to check on you if he's super busy.
Just next time, if you're in danger, let me know, okay? Because, like, I I didn't. I told you you could call on me if you're ever in danger. I mean, Big Brother doesn't want you getting hurt, you know? He kind of looks at the ground.
Well, I'm in danger of a lot of things. I'm in danger of boredom. I'm in danger of possibly offending people because that's something primers seem to be very. And
I know, right? And they're scared of everything. And they hate everything.
They don't hate everything, just certain things, like
Right.
doors.
And little boys.
No, because all those guys out there, they were once boys. So, they can't hate little boys because they were once boys. So that makes no sense.
Well, Jerry, unless there's something. Damn it. No, I can't stop calling you Jerry. Hey, Marie, unless there's something that you need, I should probably get going, okay?
Oh, okay, fine. Leave me to my boredom.
I'm sorry. Next time we should totally hang out, he says as he fades out of place.
Danger. The least inopportune time to hang out.
So the night fades as all of you guys fall in and out of consciousness, those of you who do such things. And the night passes pretty uneventfully after that. And you guys can make your way to continue the journey. You've got lots more downtime, I think like 3 whole days. What do you guys want to do over the course of these days?
You guys don't have an aversion to ghosts, do you?
Ghosts aren't real.
No, they are.
Nope. Never seen one. Ghosts aren't real.
But you saw the kid, right, at the lake, right? You saw him.
Nope. Yeah. Bingo. Any other questions?
Okay, well, it's great that y'all legitimately answer my question.
Actually, no. Hold on my pants.
Nobody wants to see that. Tell your brother no one wants to see that.
Outside of the cart.
Naturally.
In the cart in helicopter motion?
Oh, God. I wish I could. Okay, maybe the kid was right. Oh. Well, what if they don't really want help or they don't know they need, but they're not angry per se? Why would that be diluted? Eternity isn't all it's cracked up to be. At least that's what my grandfather, my mother, and my dad say. For some reason. I don't want to be the bearer of that news. Anyway, so you're indifferent. Anton doesn't believe in them. Lagar, what about you? What do you go ghosts?
What about ghosts? They're tormented souls.
Why do people think that? That's very stereotypical.
Yeah, they're usually bound to like some really bad accident. It keeps them here instead of moving onwards.
Yes, that's the joke.
Well, I didn't know that. I don't think that. I don't think Tay-Marie would. She legitimately.
You
asked.
totally wouldn't know. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why it was funny.
Okay. Yeah, but okay.
He ate the map.
Yeah, okay, all right. So maybe that guy, don't think that all ghosts are exactly like him. Like say people who die at a very much younger age, they're not necessarily like that messed up because they didn't live long enough to be that messed up. Oh, that sounded weird. Could be, but difficult. Tam, what do you think of ghosts?
Death is part of life.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, people who are in that state. I mean, what do you think of that state per se?
It exists. What I think of it is largely irrelevant.
But how would you treat somebody who was a ghost?
No different than I would treat anyone else.
Well, that is actually reassuring and the most positive thing said out of this group.
Is it? Because his resting bitch face is strong.
Why do you think he wears the veil half the time?
Because it is an interesting fashion choice that makes you unique in a crowd. Yeah, because you smile a lot. We just don't get to see it.
I got nothing.
Here's my deal. See, there's this person, and they think that no one should know about them because he's had bad experiences, if anybody knows about him, or they simply don't acknowledge him. But I don't think that this person should be left on his own. And I don't think that just me and the other person is really enough to make his life enriched and well-rounded. Well, he's transparent. He's very dead. I mean, well, I've seen dead cats before, but, do I need to see his body to determine that? Well, if you get technical about it, it really upsets him. No, 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 no. No, no. Okay, let me explain. Jerry, when he was alive, was a cat. All right? And he always kind of wanted to be
You
a
hear
boy.
a voice in your head, and it's Jared's voice, and you're like, "What, Timber? What are you doing?"
Taking a leap of faith. You have to have faith in
I
people for
told
your
you,
life to be happy.
Timber. I told you not to.
You need more people in your life.
Are you my friend or not, Timmy?
I am. And sometimes friends have
Be
to
my
protect
friend,
each other.
and don't tell the.
Are they hearing me talk out loud?
They're hearing you talk, but they're not hearing him.
Yeah, so they're hearing me. Okay. What are you doing? But I don't need a cup of tea. Lemonade, maybe. No, I'm not. See? They're thinking I'm crazy.
Timmy, what you did is not okay. I trusted you.
You can't go through
I'm
life
going
by
away now.
yourself with just Big Brother and me. That's not enough.
You feel alone where he's concerned.
It's not good to be alone. The kid is gonna get in trouble if he's alone. I don't.
In all fairness, he asked you to keep something secret, very specifically, keep something secret, and you didn't, and he's a kid. Most children react to that situation violently.
They-
So just saying.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I don't know how old he was when he died, but I don't want him to turn into something awful.
First, roll me a medicine check to see if you can tell whether or not she's crazy. You think she's crazy.
Is there a Bear Van Wild Wander temple knocking about? Because if not, then that is a pointless, moot action.
I'll cast Lesser Restoration if she's mad to try to unmad her.
Not bad. I maintain everything that I just said. You know, you can.
Tamri, I'm gonna whisper something to
No. You just lip do it, like you mouth it. The world is not yet ready. She's the only Nelf in the kingdom. We must get rid of it.
Burn it with fire.
Odd. Well, no. Do y'all have okay, this is weird. Do you have a coin, like, say, holds up a coin, is like the size of this one? Just look through and I imagine you will. It's quarter-ish because I want to see something. It feels heavier, and I want to make sure that it's not my imagination, that it isn't heavier. It's the same because it'll weigh the same as the other ones. Don't. Um. Mm, no, I've always had this coin. Uncle Momo gave it to me, just like my shoes. See, look, he winks.
you see a devilish character, semi-literally, on the face of the coin, winking at you in the like standstill motion. Like it doesn't move, but it looks like they were etched in as a winking figure.
It's Uncle Momo. And on this side, he looks different. See? Uncle
A
Momo.
very devilish looking
Yeah.
character,
Yeah.
scaly skin and all. Sure, roll me an Arcana.
I mean, he doesn't like being called Momo, but it's what my family calls him. I think he secretly likes it. He doesn't know that he likes it.
I'll say 16 is fairly high. I'll say that you recognize this as Mamone.
Yep. Mhm. Mm. 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 They do, but Uncle Momo has everything. Mm. Mm. I might agree with you, but my mom carried this coin for a very long time, and nothing of the kind ever happened to her. I'm pretty sure my dad would take it away from her. He doesn't very much if it was causing her. It's pretty much just a coin. The most it does is land like whatever way I want it to. But I don't gamble much or make bets much.
If she'll allow you to, sure.
Well, if you want to play with it, that's fine and stuff. Just. That's probably wise. Uncle Momo doesn't like people touching his things that aren't supposed to be touching his things when they're not having permission.
I don't believe you need to touch it. Okay. Sorry, I guess my internet's coming in and out every now and again.
Yeah. Go ahead. Hmm.
When you do that, you recognize the same type of magic that was used in the temple with the cult when the knight healed itself. And with the ritual symbol on the floor. You're not quite sure what kind of magic this is. As best you can tell, it's kind of a new color. As best it's this silver white type color. As best you can tell, it's a mixture of transmutation and conjuration.
Vlogger will divine sense.
Well, I mean, Uncle Momo
Thank
used to
you.
swim in a swimming pool filled with these coins. It could be that some of his, dead skin or something like that. You know.
Divine sense on the coin.
It smells evil, really, really, really evil. But it doesn't seem to be spreading at all.
You have an evil coin.
I
You
have.
should banish it.
You can actually the detect magic and the divine sense both pick up the same readings on her boots.
What's up with your boots?
They're from Uncle Momo.
From I think your Uncle Momo's a bad dude.
Well, of course he is. He has to keep control of hell. He has to punish people that you send to him. It's a very hard job.
That's nice. I don't know if bringing artifacts out from that place to
It's
this
not really an
realm is a
artifact.
good idea. Well, I mean, your boots are. It's emanating evil. I don't know if that's good for this plane or not.
Well, they only tell me nice things like when I feel sad or when I need confidence, and they keep me warm.
Yeah, girl, you got this.
I know.
Lugar is giving heavy skeptical hippo eyes right now. Just like
Okay, in all the time that you people have known me, have I done anything truly nefarious or wicked or advocated such actions?
Well, there was that time he got up in the middle of town and started singing.
That was charming.
then everyone kind of spread out.
Not well. Terrible things happen around all of us. If you had never met me, terrible things would still be happening to you. Or on this plane, I don't see. Sure, you can identify it. That's Uncle Momo, and this is his coin, and it used to come out of his swimming pool where he swims in all of his wealth. Well, the coins, because he thinks it's funny.
Identifying it will require touching it.
I can
Be
do it,
careful.
and I'm very truthful.
Sure, if you really want to.
You don't trust me to tell you the truth of my findings? Well, if so, it deluded my mother. Fine.
So, do you guys go through with the identification? When you touch it, it burns your fingers at first. But
Uncle Momo, I know you don't like people touching your things, but he's gonna give it right back to me.
it's still warm to the touch, but it doesn't hurt you. You almost get like you get this heavy feeling on your chest, like almost like when a kid is really, really upset and frustrated. It calms down just a little bit to see what's going to happen. And as you identify it, you can tell that it is indeed the same kind of magic from the temple, that a spirit was infused and used as sort of fuel to create this enchanted item, and that it works essentially like a sending stone, but it's only like it can't communicate with other sending stones. It just communicates between two very specific people, almost like those two people are the anchors for the magic. You can sense that that Tamery is one of those two people.
So I can talk to Uncle Momo.
That is correct.
Oh, goody, 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 goody. So that's actually kind of reassuring. I felt so alone here.
I'll let you know because she hasn't quite communicated it. The lesser restoration brought that magic item back to its magicness.
What? Why would I do that? He's a very busy person. Well, yeah, my family is elsewhere, and nobody knows of my existence. It's the okay, so
Yeah, it's
nobody
my
does
duty.
anything bad. If nobody does anything bad, then nobody is in danger.
Super skeptical hippo eyes again.
But you see, Uncle Momo, he gets scent souls to punish.
I've been afraid of King for a long time.
Lagar, every day, after every night when we stop the cart, I'd plant like one of the seeds from our bag of seeds.
Nice.
Someone just randomly.
You were the first
I just
person to
plant
plant
a
a
spot.
single seed.
I didn't know anything about it. What are you doing?
I'm giving you another point of inspiration for that.
I'm capped out in inspiration. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think this is a good time. We're away from cities, and I'll just plan them out. Just go a little bit, plant them randomly.
That's fucking awesome.
Of course, the point was to plant them kind of near cities so people would breathe the pollen, but it had to be safe, like kind of.
Yeah, I was thinking like every day, so it's only like a day away from.
That's true. Fatal seed.
Yeah, obviously I can't do it in the desert or anything like that.
No, that's not.
Who said you couldn't do it in the desert?
Well, it's not very nutrient rich and would be a waste.
And said,
Lord.
Anna, was it Anna or Anna? I think it was Anna. Said to plant them anywhere at all.
Okay.
I think the DM is trolling you.
Why would you say that?
Because you would love for little tiny druids to languish and die in the desert.
I don't know where you're getting that idea.
Sometimes I would like that too.
Wow.
And see, and you're worried about me, evil one?
The day passes uneventfully. Anton, are you creating any other structures over the course of the next 2 days?
No.
Okay. You can make another ballista if you'd like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you should do is take that coin and forge it in with that ballista.
No!
Make it amazing.
No! You want to talk about making Uncle Momo mad? That would make Uncle mad.
Well.
And don't even talk like that. He doesn't like when people screw with his stuff.
We're only putting the coin in the ballista if it makes it say pew pew every time we fire it.
It won't do that. I mean, he is the person of greed, so, Well, he prefers Lord of Acquisition.
Lord of Acquisition?
He loves acquiring things.
Is his name Zach?
No. It's Momo. Momone.
All right, that one went over everybody's head.
I know.
Is your other uncle the Lord of Smashing Things?
No.
That's what I'm good at. Oh.
No. Uncle Argo is just very frustrated and paranoid.
Oh.
Uncle Rick Ross did suplex a train. Uncle Teargrass, he also, he's a smith, so.
Did you say Uncle Rickroll?
Rick Ross.
Oh, okay.
He's a paladin. He was a human, but now he's an Aasimar person.
So he died and went to heavens and came back.
Well, kind of. His god, Helm, kind of became two, they merged. Tyr and Helm now are the same, one and the same. So if you're praying to either one or the other, your prayer probably won't be answered because you're not calling the correct phone line. You have to be very specific with gods.
What's their new name?
Well, Telm, or Torelm, or,
I thought you had to be very specific.
As long as you're combining them, I think it works.
Oh.
If you don't bother to combine them, it won't work because you'll only be getting one or the other, not both.
Oh no.
It's like, tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
They might actually pick up for that one.
Well, I don't do tell.
Oh, okay.
or Helm or Tyr.
Don't get me started on Tamora.
The next couple of days passed by pretty uneventfully. Lockhead actually works on the card as well by enchanting it with magics, making it resistant to certain types of damage and such like that. So it's getting really buffed up, which is nice.
We're having our A-team moment.
I could actually inspire you to do better if you wanted.
Lager Faithful Speed had many sons.
Many
sons
sons
had
have
Lager
longer
Faithful
fabled
Speed.
speed. I'm one of the, well, I'm
one.
not, but and so are
I
you.
am one. So are you.
So you guys are rounding up on. You can see the city, the capital city, in the horizon. Do you guys want to make any preparations before you get there? It won't help with the smell.
In my teepee, I go to my tiny little like shower stall. Oh, it's the tiniest shower stall as well.
You guys can totally get cleaned up, no problem.
I never did, but
Some
I
of
can
you
see why
really
y'all
are.
would be concerned.
Some of you are covered in mud. Some of you are covered in blood. Same thing, right?
She is not.
Just
I
stick
always
to
try
high
to
heaven.
See, it's times like this, Uncle Momo, when I feel very alone.
Lockhead says, "This is the big city. This is where we're gonna find the biggest cluster of those clusterfucks back there. If they're here at all, and I have reason to believe that they are, they're somewhere underground, and there are probably a lot of them. We need to come up with some kind of plan."
Well, didn't you send that chick here, the one that was so head of human resources and stuff?
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
never mind.
all Tam said is that he sent her somewhere safe.
Okay, so let me get this straight. We're supposed to sneak into a city where there's a library. Why would we do that?
That's an interesting avenue to pursue. This is the city of Raventown. Most people refer to it as the capital city, but as you guys pass a sign, it actually says Raventown, capital city of Theria. You can see on this map here, as Chimley does have a map of it, you can see the King's Road goes through the center of town, and you guys are coming in on the eastern side of that large road. You'll have to pass those houses that are basically like farming and gatekeeping areas, and it leads back out to the western end of things and towards the desert. On the map, if you look closely, you can see certain structures. Primarily, you can see the castle, the keep, and you can see below it is a tower. which is not on this map, but on Tamarine's map. Cats! Stop running everywhere!
See, Tam, you need to let me help you train. It's upsetting the Overlord.
I mean, Tam's kitten is doing it. I don't know what these yahoos are up to.
That's
It's like a Tamagotchi.
That would be so cute. The tower there that's below the keep is the library. It's like actually a tower. Has like 4 levels to it or so. On your way in town, there's a tavern here, and there are some shops to the western end of town, and the southern end of town is mostly residential areas. It's a very detailed map. I will say that you're approaching midday.
The sun is high and the grass is green.
And you guys are, like I said, coming in on this road. These large, like brown, black patches that you see here are like farmland. There's cattle and crops and such. But there are also some of the first gates here and a couple of guard houses that you guys would have to pass to get into the city. Unless you would like to come in on another road or try to sneak past them or something.
I don't know that we do, unless you don't want that person to be alerted that we're here. But how can we assume that person here is still here, or anything? Too many variables and moving parts. As do I.
Are you going to Altair it?
What?
Are you going to Assassin's Creed it? Just blend into a group of monks?
No. Yeah, that's weird, and oak songs don't act unless they actually.
That's actually what Tam was about to do. Was if there's people looking for this particular composition of complete strangers who are insane, if they're separated, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult for somebody who's been paid to keep an eye out for them to get a red flag raised.
So you would call yourself insane? What about the donkey? Oh. My bear.
Yeah, that's much less high
I wish I
profile.
had a bear to ride on.
Although I will say the Triceratops is extremely high profile.
Yeah. And a pink bear isn't. Actually, if I had a pink bear up against a Triceratops, that wouldn't be as bizarre. It would be more. Aww.
Sure, Lagar will let the Triceratops guard the chariot.
I mean, you could.
I'll be like,
He has so many hats. He wears so many hats. This
if
Triceratops.
anyone tries to take our cart, you smash.
Triceratops is like spike smash.
Spikes. Oh, cool.
Yeah, good boy, good boy. As he hops up and down and the earth shakes.
God. Wait, are you guys actually making
You
human
say those
sacrifices
guys
already?
are Uncle Momo.
No,
Yeah.
they might be, but I'm not.
I thought I was gonna have to do some convincing to get you guys to do human sacrifices.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Okay. So what's marching order and what's happening? Mm.
Tam has a very specific errand he wants to run, and I will DM you, Ty, on what that is.
For the most part, if you guys would like to separate, going at different times, you know, instead of going in like 5 seconds after one another, because I've yeah, something like that. Because
Why don't we go
you can-
different gates too? Like one can go to the middle, one can go to the south one.
I jack up my my shoes, like, I don't know, to make myself taller, and I do my hair a different color, and
So, Tamery, as you are about to approach the area,
uh,
your coin whispers to you, and it's like, "Wait!" And do you listen?
like I'm like, an oak song waits for no one. So I know that's something my mom would say, and I'm trying to deal with Uncle Momo as if I'm my mom.
Tamery, I'm a very busy devil.
Well, get to it. Get to it, sir.
Just wait for a second and watch those guards.
What?
Do you listen to them?
Because I don't want him thinking that, like, just because he is who he is, just will roll over because, yeah.
You have a
No.
real problem with trusting people who are in a relationship with you or letting them trust you, don't you?
I have faith that they'll ultimately see that I do the right thing.
I mean, okay, he was literally trying to help you, but I mean, if you don't want to accept his help, that's fine. You people are very illogical to me. I offered you good things and you don't accept them just because they're good things.
Okay, fine. Why do I have to wait, Uncle Momo?
Just trust me. Wait for a second. And then
Looks
you
at
see
sundial.
you see this robed woman walk past you, and she kind of bumps you on the shoulder for a second, and completely doesn't even notice you, like totally spaced out. And she starts to she's like robed up in this really gradient white cloth. She's obviously not, she's obviously kind of poor. And she gets to about the middle of the road there in between those first two buildings that you see, which are the primary guard houses. And she drops to her knees and starts wailing. And the guards, of course, instantly come out, and they're like, "What's wrong? Can we offer any assistance, miss?" Or whatever guards plebeian bullshit say. You
Okay.
can't tell what she's doing, but this is a marvelous distraction.
Yeah, but I'm worried that Uncle Momo might have put her in a little bit of pain, which, yeah, no.
Do you ask him?
No, I'm not gonna ask him. I'm gonna and just be like, "Are you okay? You bumped into me. You must have lost your sense of gravity. Are you all right?"
You walk up to her?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So the guards are like, "Stand back, miss. Wait, isn't she the girl from?" And then the woman starts to moan louder, more loudly, and they look down towards her, and she looks down at the ground before throwing her head back and starts projectile vomiting into the sky.
I asked him, "Is there a sickness in the?"
Oh God! Everybody move! Do you stay there and get bathed by the vomit?
Well, no, I don't get bathed by the vomit. I mean,
The guards grab you and a couple other citizens and usher you through the gate. Anybody who might have been maybe if you guys were going in like together, if there were maybe two of you going in at the same time or whatever, you can both sneak past without even sneaking. They usher you into the city and away from the violently vomiting woman.
just gonna say the coin. And Mom thought you were cleverer than that.
I'm sorry.
What?
What did you say? I didn't hear it.
Tamer's gonna say the coin, and Mom said you were much more cleverer than that. You seriously?
I was.
Did that lady suffer? Did you hurt? I mean, that's not. I don't want that kind of help. I don't need that kind of help.
You realize, Tamery, that I didn't create suffering in a woman. That person was already there, and she had the blight sickness in her, and I just was aware that it was about her time. I was going to help you, maybe kind of get into this city unabated.
Okay, when you put it like that, it doesn't sound quite as bad, but it's not a hot look. Right.
I understand, but I mean, you needed a distraction, and it was her time. I mean, trust me, she was not a good lady. She tried to become a hag, which is what caused the sickness in her.
Well, there's a lot of merit to hag. Well, we can talk about the philosophies of that, but not all bad. In fact, they're some of the oldest creators of magic and very profound. They actually have.
Trust me, when you do magical rituals that create a blight of sickness in you, you're not doing good stuff. Take it from someone who knows.
Where's the other people? Actually, I'll figure it out. I can do this. I'm an oak song. Don't need help every single second of the day. I can do this.
I'm proud of you, Tamery.
Oh. Anyway, so
who's gonna go next?
Look for whoever went in. Kind of.
We're sorry, sir. You're gonna have to take the alternate road, and you're gonna have to check in at the next guardhouse because we've had an incident here. I am not at liberty to discuss it fully as I don't yet understand and haven't received my orders, but between you and me, it seems like the sickness has made its way to the city finally. This is the first you've heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, sir. Yes.
I go to a bar to listen to people about, what's going on here. Because that's what bards do.
So Tam is actually going to circle around and come in from the west side, largely because folks dressed like him coming from the west is probably a not uncommon occurrence given how far they are into the desert.
That makes sense.
Put me wherever the bar is. Or is it? Yeah. I don't know.
That is where the bar is.
Okay, yay!
Okay, so you're coming in from over here?
Yes.
Okay. There's a guard station there, as there is at every entrance. But there's you can see that some of the residential area has spilled outside of the city limits, outside of the walls. And you can see some of the more impoverished houses here.
You okay?
The guards at the guardhouse stop you and they say, "Ho there! What can we do for you?" Or "What is your business here?" Or something else guard-like.
Guardly. Something guardly. Oh, what is your business? I don't mean...
I am here to visit a friend and collect some supplies before I head back out into the desert.
Oh, you're one of them desert fellows, aren't you?
Tam just gives him the, "Are you fucking kidding me?" look.
What does your kitten do? Does your kitten also make the face at them?
He just pokes its head out of Tam's hood and just kind of hisses at the guy and then goes back in. Because that's where it's hiding, because he's not going to leave it out in the chariot with Spike.
Yeah.
The other guard hits him on the arm and he's like, "Dumbass! Idiot! He's wearing a fucking veil. Nobody wears a veil over their face unless they come from the desert." "Well, I didn't know." Idiot. Yes, you can definitely gain access to the city, but I'd be careful if I were you. We've caught word that the sickness, the plague, has possibly made it here. There was a sick person. We don't know too much. They haven't been checked out or finished being checked out by the healer yet. But I'd just be careful if I were you. I'd keep that veil up.
Your vigilance is commendable. And then he just starts walking.
So, do I hear any people talking about blight in the bar?
I will come back to you after everybody's in the city. Like I'm not trying to be mean or anything. It's
No,
just
no, no, it's fine.
okay. So we've got Al, Tam, and Tay. So Lagar, how do you try to get in the city?
Just through the front. Just like walk up.
I think you should ride on my wagon with me and Luckett.
Sure, I'll ride on your wagons.
The guards see you coming from a long way out. Ho, citizens! What business could you and your death machine possibly have in our city?
Death machine.
I mean, they're driving a tank.
Yeah, kind of.
We're here to sell our local wares. We're the Grey Forge Mining and Smithing Company.
No way! The Grave Forges are here? Wow, dude, who the fuck are the Grave Forges? Dude, they're from the south. They make the best armor, and it's just you fucking idiot. He smacks him upside the head. You'll have to. I apologize, sir, but you'll have to come through the southern entrance here. We've had an incident.
Yeah, no problem.
Just you'll want to diverge your path here to the left, to the west, and follow the main road until it forks off to your to the north, because I'm sure that you're not wanting to set up shop in the residential area. You can find the market area not far from that. We welcome your coin and craft in our city.
Thanks, bud.
So all of you make it into town. Are all of you coming to the what's it called? Are all of you going to the inn, the bar, the drinking place?
Tam has his errand he wants to run first before he gets there.
Oh, you PM'd it to me on Discord. Sorry about that.
Yeah. It's just easier for me to send stuff there.
It's fine.
I like using Discord instead. Well.
But yeah, my wagon would head to the bar.
Nice. Okay. So let's focus on everybody who's in the bar right now. Tay Marie, you said you were specifically listening for gossip.
Yeah, I'm listening to anything that people are really concerned with. You know, what topics do I hear reoccurring? You know, because I want to know what the people of this region are concerned with. You know, whether it be a certain crop coming through or time of year, some festival, just whatever it is that they are really occupied with, what seems to be relevant to them. Know your audience.
A lot of people have come here from a long day's work. They're just trying to wind down. Oh no, it's like what, midday? It's a few hours. Like it's actually by now it's kind of afternoon, getting into evening. So yeah, some people are coming off work and they're coming in and drinking, just being a little rowdy a little bit. You hear people talking about taxes being absurd and other ridiculous, normal, incredibly boring and mundane stuff.
Actually, taxes are interesting. Faye don't really do taxes, so the concept is very weird to her.
As the dwarf bursts through the door, everybody's like, "Cheers!" I'm sure he'll get drunk as all sheep-faced at the end of the night or something.
We say Merv. Huh? Okay.
So, Tamery, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Uh,
Nice. So you can tell that there's a table kind of in the corner talking about the sick person at the front of the gate. They're kind of being hush hush about it, but you can tell that they have a really nervous tone, and you can't make up a whole lot about what they're saying, but you hear over and over again the plague, the plague, the plague.
okay. Well, sounds. Uncle Momo did say that she was trying to be a hag and trying to create something. Maybe it went royally wrong.
Are you going up to them and telling them this?
No, I'm deducing in my mind so that I can better sort this to give to them, to the rest of my group. But okay, did they seem like they knew the person or no?
As far as you can tell without going up and talking to them, they don't seem to have known the person, but they're
Okay.
not a whole lot of information is being like you can't
Yeah.
tell a whole lot of information.
All right. I'm more interested to see if anybody comes in that maybe knew the deceased.
She's dead?
I thought she was basically dying. I thought you made me think she was dying.
Well, it certainly looked like she was dying, but did you see her die?
Well, she was having an exorcist moment, and I would assume death would come quickly because Uncle Momo kind of said things to that effect, but maybe not. If not, then she's quarantined or something. If she's still alive, then she's
You
quarantined.
are you are able to pick up that she is currently quarantined in the apothecary's office, healer's office, whatever.
Yes, put the hag wannabe with all the chemicals and ingredients in the town. Tamery thinks to herself. Yeah. Yeah, basically. Yeah. That whoever made that move isn't the cleverest guard in the bunch. Okay. Yes, I take me to the meth lab where I will not make meth. Even though I know how to make meth, I won't do it. I promise. My lord. I don't know how to make meth. It's just a continue. Please don't.
Really, really rowdy people in the bar.
So I'm gonna stay where I am, but I'm gonna message Cantrip Alvert. I'm gonna say they put a hag wannabe who's ill in the apothecary. It's relevant because nobody may not know that she's a hag. And hags.
Professional dog walker on the case.
Uh. But I don't. I'm here for anything. I'm not sure how that lie would work. Well, I don't usually have to lie. That might surprise you, but I don't have to do that. That's not a thing that I do.
Wait, where did we come up with the cats thing?
I don't know. What if she doesn't have any cats?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was just like, FYI, there's a wannabe hag in the apothecary being sequestered there. Okay. Okay. Okay.
That's smart. Roll me, Albert, roll me an investigation check. Roll me investigation.
Hey, what time was it when we got here?
Noon.
I'll say it was actually like 4:30, maybe 5.
Yeah, Tam circling around would probably take a little while.
Nice, okay. You can find a table with one guy drinking alone, and you can tell he doesn't have to say shit. You can recognize just from his body posture, muscle tension, and general garb, he is a mercenary. Probably a veteran mercenary, fairly experienced, and usually one of the higher up guys. He's got his back to the wall, scanning the room constantly as he drinks. Not at all, friend. Do I now? I don't know. You have some pretty armor for somebody who doesn't have one coin to rub against the other.
Oh, yeah, just when you choose to take a bath, you get punished for it.
Ah, fair you that, fair you that. I need to get myself a new set. I don't know. I've been holding on to the last set for sentimental value. But as I'm sure you know, that kind of shit'll get you killed out in the field.
Oh, he's trying to make us think he has a conscience.
So what can I do to help you? Well, you can always find guard work here in the city. Unfortunately, if you're thinking something closer to the crown jewels, he hires all his own people. They're all those fancy pants knights with royal families. I mean, if you're a thief, I doubt you'll get anywhere near them. Yeah, fair enough. His brow furrows and he kind of leans in as his shoulders spread out a little bit. Excuse me, as I choke on the oxygen in my lungs.
Every breath you take brings you closer to death.
He says, "Are you trying to sweet talk me, boy?"
Uh-oh, you don't...
Tell him how much what? He kind of snorts out and gets a very, very stern look on his face, and he's like, "The only kind of sweet talk that works on me has to do with ale. Wench, another round on this fella here." the
I whisper to Aldrich. Yeah, I'm gonna whisper to Aldrich. Are you being manipulative or are you getting owned? I can't tell. Okay. Worries in her corner.
the bar wench smiles and brings a couple of beers. What are you, one of those cultist kooks I've been hearing about? Nice deflection there, laddie boy. Nice deflection there, laddie boy. I hope your shield arm's as good as your wit. That's what I like to hear. So why someone so young and able-bodied as you? I'm sure you dwarves are all free thinkers. Why are you so interested in the religious sort? Interested? What was that? And what if you end up getting sacrificed? I like you. Well, I can tell you I'd hire you on, but unfortunately I'm not running any jobs right now. I've had a little bit of a break since I got to town. If you're looking for actual guard work, I'm sure you can go to one of those guard outposts out there. If you're looking for something more underground, I might have a couple of contacts, but I'm not sure that they're anything I could get a hold of in the next few hours, if you know what I mean. Hey, I thought I liked the way that you think. All right, how's this? You pay me now, and meet me this time tomorrow, just out back the tavern, and I'm pretty sure I can get one of my contacts to you. The charge will be 5 gold.
You don't have to blow the cover, and we're still doing the message counter. You don't have to. I have been. That's what I did, like to talk to you about.
I imagine as you get up and you look directly at her as you get out of your table, she says that exact thing in your brain.
It's like, how do you think I told you about the hag lady? Do you think I just sang that across the freaking room? So you come to the Bank of Oaks.
Am I there?
Yes.
Yes, the Bank of Oaks song will spot you. Go ahead. I'm not performing. I've I'm not. I don't mean to, but I just wanted to know the people so I can know what to do, what they like, what their interests.
Just do a drug deal pass.
Yeah, clearly you have to go to the bathroom at some point. How long have you been drinking?
Okay, yeah. Just a bit I go and I like throw it at his head and be like, yeah. Just like,
Anton, you see all of this happen except for the outside stuff. What are you doing?
I mean, I was only interjecting because I have money.
So you're just. I was just gonna say. So Anton, you're just watching everything going on.
Mm-hmm.
Lagar, are you doing anything at this moment?
Lagar's just gonna have a meal and get a room and
might want to be careful about eating here.
just call it a day.
Fair enough. And Tam, what are you doing while you're at the bar?
I've finally arrived.
Yeah, I'll say that you arrive basically on Al's way out of the door.
Okay, so he's coming in. He's going to order tea so that he can, one, boil the water in front of himself, and two, he's going to arrange some accommodations for the kitten.
Okay. So, yep, Al, you can make it outside. Get your coin, come back in, order some medium rare chicken. Who has chicken medium rare? Like,
I
what?
don't know. Yeah, yeah.
That's a thing
I'm still
nowadays.
eating
You can
cinnamon
totally
rolls.
read
They're
it.
stale as hell, but I'm eating them.
That's right. If you guys get drunk, just cast Lesser Restoration on yourselves. God, that was a mouthful. No consequences in a world of magic. Woo! So you can make it back in with your money and bring your chicken to the table. And the mercenary says, "What? No food poisoning for me?"
Are these two going to be dating by the end of this session at the rate this is going?
I don't know, but I'm gonna ask the barkeep. He's like, I've got this like toothache thing. I was just wondering where the apothecary might be located. Is there a apothecary in the shop?
Oh. Yes, miss. Do you have a map of the city?
No, actually, no. I'm not.
Oh my, miss, your toothache is getting worse by the second. Yes.
It is actually. It's not helping that I'm drinking lemonade.
So stop drinking the sugary drinks.
But it
like
tastes so
them.
good.
He stops and looks at you for a moment.
You see my dilemma.
I fear for the next generation, truly.
I do as well.
Out the door and follow the path. It's across the road and just go straight down until you hit the last large L-shaped house. And it's not a house; it's actually an apothecary's building. And they'll have a big crow mask on above the front door. You can't miss it.
All right, thank you very much. Good day. I don't know what I'm doing.
So the mercenary relaxes and says, "Ah, yes, I was balls to the wind just a few minutes before you arrived. I understand the need. When you drink so much ale, you can't keep it all in." Now, if I were a cow like you, I'm sure I could hold in twice as much ale, 4 times as much ale.
I was going to.
I've heard they have so many stomachs, cows.
Yeah.
Although I never could tell, my mom was never forthcoming with that kind of information about herself.
Oh God.
Rest in pieces.
He's doing your mama stuff to his own mother. What does that say? Okay. Okay.
And then they stab you afterwards? Is this how this works?
Yeah, it's another Arnold Christmas. Can we go on? So this is Christmas. Go.
Roll me a persuasion check. Basically, a lot of that shit. So he shoots a lot of stories back and forth with you. His shoulders never really relax, but the rest of his body language seems to untense quite a bit. I mean, you recognize that in a veteran. But anyways, so he likes to shoot stories. Some of them you're not sure if they're really honest or true, but hey, it's the mercenary way. Who gives a fuck? You guys can talk the night through. You can give him his whatever payment,